Oh, Scott, make note. It is Wednesday.
Okay,
Hump Day. W-I-N.
Jesus.
S.
Thank you.
Day. What? Dude, already. Already off to a terrible start this morning. All right, it's all uphill from here.
Here it is.
We're downhill. Damn it. Hey, remember yesterday we were talking about how cool we are?
Oh, yes, exactly.
Do we get a lot of emails about
how cool we are?
About validation of that?
Oh, yeah, so many.
So many emails.
Confirmed?
So, like, shut down our whole email system. There were so
Wow.
many emails coming over going, you guys are right. You guys are cool as hell.
That's awesome.
We don't have cool haircuts, fellas.
How
What?
dare you?
Huh?
Because you know what the cool haircut for the teenagers, the teenage boys is?
The mullet?
The flip?
It's just the it's the slop.
No, you know what
It kind of looks like your grandmother's old school haircut.
No, look up.
I saw the one where the kid put a bowl on his head and then like curls all the hair around the bowl and then takes it off or whatever.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
It's
look
like
up
the banana flip.
Look up the broccoli head haircut.
Ew, no,
That's
no.
probably it.
Yeah.
I bet we're talking about the same thing.
That's what my third grade teacher had. Her name was Gay Morris, and she had a broccoli haircut. And it looked like hell.
A broccoli head haircut.
First of all, this is hysterical.
No, I mean
That's actual
somebody
broccoli.
photoshopped like actually a head of broccoli on a kid's head.
It's the Mahomes, dude.
Yeah, it's just this is undercut, and then you just let it go on top.
No, not everybody can pull this off. And,
Not-
and let me
not
say
everybody
this.
can.
That's kind
Every-
of what I've been rocking for like 10 years now. Look at
Every man on The Bachelor has this haircut, and I can't stand it. It's so gross.
Yeah, I hate it.
I hate it too. Mahomes can do it, and some other people can do it. Not everybody.
That is the Mahomes.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the Mahomes
that's
influence,
you
baby.
just let this
Yeah,
curly,
but-
this curly mess on top go.
Yeah.
You could do it. You and I could do it real easy.
I
And then
predict-
and then you make it look
Yeah, you
real
have
nice
to
on
do
the.
you have to do tight on the sides, broccoli on the top.
But Moon, yours kind of go up into like a little cone head point. Theirs overflows like a broccoli for it.
Yeah, I could do that. Give me a couple weeks. I'll get broccoli style going.
It looks like crap.
That's the new hot hairstyle.
So this means perms are back. Because I bet a lot of these guys have straight hair and they have to get them
I'm pro
curled.
perm, okay? I might be
Cute.
getting one here in a couple of weeks.
You're
That's what
getting
you
a
call
perm?
totes
No.
adorbs.
I might be getting a body wave, yeah.
What is that?
What is that? New hotness level for me is what
Tight.
that's
What's a
going to
body
be.
wave?
That is like a looser perm. It's not as intense.
Waves, not curls.
Yeah, waves. Because you see
Full body, baby.
A perm is. I mean, those are tight curls.
You're talking
Yeah.
about a tight. You're talking about the Coming to America soul
Yeah.
glow.
Soul glow.
Just
Yeah.
let your soul glow.
It's not that tight.
My wife's friend got a perm a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I remember the perm phase.
it kind of
late
came
80s.
back. Well, yeah, there was a perm phase, what, in the 80s, 90s?
Oh, yeah. I had a perm in the 90s.
And then, I don't know, my wife's friend got one, and this person walked in the room, and I went, oh!
You look so good.
Big change.
I am
Big change.
Oh, man. So is something different? You do something different with your hair? Broccoli head haircut. That's the new hotness.
2 thumbs down from this girl, from this married woman.
Yeah.
You gotta have the face. You gotta have the face for it.
Yeah.
Not everybody can pull that off.
I'd love to see Rafe with a
No.
broccoli head haircut.
Absolutely. The Gavin Rossdale wig is working for Rafe Williams.
Thank you.
Look at this man.
Well,
I trust her
Moon
over
and
you
I,
guys.
Moon and I could actually style our hair into that.
Naturally, without
Naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tight curls.
Do
Yeah,
it.
listen, I had the tight curls on Saturday.
You did.
Yeah,
Tight
you
curls.
did. You basically had that haircut.
Yeah, but mine's not. I don't have like shaved on the side. You gotta have your head shaved on the side.
The undercut.
You guys all do have great, gorgeous natural waves, which is why I'm getting a body wave, because I need to join the show with the great hair that's happening on this show.
Catch the wave, man.
Dude,
I'm gonna catch the wave.
Join
Good
us,
catch,
guys.
man.
There are no
Join us.
rules.
There are no rules.
Yeah.
That body wave.
We're talking about the 80s and 90s. I have an announcement to make.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, something from our childhood has filed for bankruptcy.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Bye-bye Bowflex. The Bowflex.
Bowflex. Every dad had the Bowflex in his
Legitimately thought this was
basement.
going to hurt my feelings when you brought it up.
The Bowflex announced yesterday that they have filed for bankruptcy.
Just now?
Yeah,
That's
and
wild,
that
bro.
that was the big surprise to me.
Yeah, me too.
Was when was the last time you saw somebody with a Bowflex?
Been a while.
I haven't been in a lot of basements recently.
Yeah.
Me neither.
So to be fair, I'm sure they're out there.
I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure they're out there, but did you know anybody that had a Bowflex?
Yes.
Yeah, I think a couple friends' dads definitely had some in unfinished basements.
Yeah, couple. Yep, exactly. Unfinished basement in the corner.
In the corner of an unfinished basement.
Or
Yeah.
the corner
You and I
of,
had one, Moon.
of a newly divorced studio apartment.
Oh.
A couple divorced dads that had the Bowflex.
Did we have one?
Yeah, or something like that.
We
It was
inherited one?
like a knockoff, or
I think well, so the house that I bought
but it's
when-
unfinished basement with that in the corner.
The
Yeah.
house I bought had an unfinished basement, and Scott, moved in, and they had a punching bag, like a full on,
Yeah.
bag, not
Like a heavy bag.
Yeah, heavy bag. Thank
Heavy
you.
bag.
A heavy bag hanging from one of the joists, and it was either a Bowflex or something else. But they're like, "Hey, can we leave this here?" And I was like, "You can knock $200 off, and you can leave it there." And we inherited a heavy bag and a thing.
Now,
and a basketball.
Shut your eyes. Imagine that basement with the heavy bag hanging from an eye hook.
It's probably still
in
there.
In an unfinished basement, in a joist in the ceiling. Mm-hmm. Okay, and in the corner underneath the basement window, the tiny rectangle,
Yep, the
dirty basement window,
Yep.
sits the Bowflex.
Yeah.
Absolutely does.
That beautiful light, because there's like dust down there, so it has a nice smoky feel to the
Yeah.
room. It looks
Yeah.
amazing, like an '80s film.
Yeah, and you went hard on that Bowflex when he first got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dad had some dreams.
Yeah, came with a VHS tape or a DVD on it.
Look
Had a couple workouts.
how many sticks I can bend.
The infomercials alone at 3 a.m. for the Bowflex. I mean,
Yeah.
they would just be on loop
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
on Comedy Central.
Whenever we did our, I used to be on a show called STL Up Late that ran on the digital channel at like 1 o'clock in the morning here in St. Louis. It was like channel. It was great. I loved it. It was like our Saturday
It was
Night
channel like
Live.
7.2.
Huh?
Was it like channel like
It was
7.2?
like, yeah, it was like 4.2 or 4. My TV or Me TV
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. It was one of the subsidiaries of CBS. But we got to do what we wanted, and it came on at like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning for a few years. And I remember we had our premiere, like our first episode after we signed with CBS, and we went to this bar to watch it, and they forgot.
They forgot to turn it on.
They forgot that it was supposed to be our premiere, and so it was like the clock tick. We're like, "Hey, can you turn all the TVs up?" And then like the bartender turned the TVs up, and it was just an infomercial for Chuck Norris's Total Gym.
Hell yeah.
With Christy Brinkley.
And then we had to like roll with it, like that's what we intended to watch. We're like, "Yeah, could you try channel?" Okay, none of the CBS. And then the guy called the next day and he goes, our program director forgot to add it. We'll premiere you next week.
Oh, my God. They just forgot to
They just
put it on.
forgot to put it on. And
It's awful.
Oh,
But
oh,
trust
yeah,
us,
it was
you're
hilarious.
right.
Unbelievable.
It was
Talk
the
about an
funniest thing in the world. We invited friends and family. Because we had just filmed, like, so we had a few in the can, so we were filming, like we would film it and deliver it. It's like if we filmed it on a Friday, we did, or whatever, we deliver it, they'd go up the next day. And they just forgot. And it was like we had just filmed another one. We're like a week out. Friends and family came. It was some bar down by SLU. God, what's the name? A Field House or something like that. And I laughed so hard.
man.
Gather around for the Chuck Norris's Total Gym.
Just forgot to program it. It's not, and it's not like there's anybody at the station, right?
I think it was them. It wasn't us. We turned it in.
No, but I mean, is somebody at the station who.
Yeah, whoever was like in charge of programming just forgot to add it to the rotation and just left the Total Gym infomercial that was. But man, it was funny.
Well, Bowflex, nearly 4-decade-old company, best known for commercials that were staples of late-night TV back in the 90s, blamed its bankruptcy on the post-pandemic environment and persistent macroeconomic headwinds.
You misspelled Peloton, brother.
Yep. That's what I was
Yep,
thinking.
that's it.
Peloton got your ass.
But that's not doing well either.
Nah, Peloton's the new Bowflex.
Like
Peloton at its time.
it did, but it only lasted a couple of years. I mean, Bowflex at least lasted like 30 years. Good for them.
Yep.
People are still Pelotoning, right?
Yeah,
think
but
so.
Not as much.
not as much, and the stock is way down, and no good.
Yeah,
Well, the
he-
problem is their bikes. they don't move. They just stay
They
in the
just
same
stay there.
place. Yeah. So it's kind of dumb.
Well, also
You just
remember-
go get a bike that actually moves at Walmart way cheaper.
Remember they had the treadmills and like kids were getting sucked up underneath them. Mm-hmm. Kids and cats were getting sucked up under.
It's travesty.
We're getting sucked up underneath the treadmills. Here's an old Bowflex ad.
Introducing the Bowflex Power Pro. Bowflex uses patented power rod resistance to give you an incredibly smooth, natural feel for over 60 different health club quality exercises. With features like a built-in aerobic rowing exercise, convertible grips, and convenient folding capabilities, it's easy to see why a Bowflex was selected by Fitness Magazine as the best home gym for 1997.
Yeah,
And was
1997.
Power rod resistance is what they used to call feminism back then.
What?
for 1997 and was awarded a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. It's time to get the body you want with no money down and payments as low as $33 a month. Call right now for your free video and brochure. Discover the body you've always wanted with the Bowflex Power Pro.
Yeah, look how ripped I am. So bye-bye Bowflex. That's it.
Bye.
Bankruptcy. Gone. Yeah, you ever like fool around with one of those things?
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah,
I
they're
did.
sweet, man.
Until I got yelled at a friend's house.
Yeah, those things like they'll snap back. Like, 'cause it's the flexing, rods.
Yeah, they look like the race car track. The old Matchbox car, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It just looked like they took those race car tracks and turned it into a weightlifting machine.
Yeah. Yeah, but they would like if you let go, it snap.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember, it'll snap back.
Well, there was also the Solo Flex. Do you remember that?
Was that kind of the same thing?
It was rubber bands. It was almost like these little, it almost looked like a safety pin, like a big rubber safety pin, and had holes at each end, and you just that's how you could, it was basically just like rubber band resistance. Those things, you could launch across the room.
So they had those Select Tech adjustable dumbbells as well. I didn't know that company did that as well. They had a bunch of stuff. Bikes, home gyms. I mean, they kind of did it all.
Listen, the era of the infomercial was, I kind of pine back to those days.
Yeah.
Because there was no Netflix and Hulu and 8,000 things to watch. That's what was on.
Right. And they were ridiculous.
And they were ridiculous, and we watched them all.
we did.
Look at this.
And we
That
bought
is
stuff.
incredible.
I mean, they tried
Yeah,
to
dude.
compete. They didn't just sit there. They're not just making the bow things. Here's the March Movement event. By the way, that ends on 314 Day. I think it ended today. But look at this. I mean, this is a full-on like stair stepper thing with the Peloton
So they tried to
screen and-
pivot. So Bowflex tried to
Yeah,
keep
they,
up with Peloton.
They did a bike.
Recumbent bike.
Yeah, but just,
What
That's
about, man, there was the Gazelle.
Well, I have
What's his name?
Tony
you got-
Little.
Oh, yeah, you got some of the list over there?
Well, I have the list of the most successful infomercials of all time.
Oh, good.
Tony Little.
Ooh,
Oh,
I know.
I
Number
said-
one.
Tony Little's Gazelle.
I sat with Tony Little at Old Faithful,
Yellowstone.
and watched.
He was
watched
he was the really intense guy with the ponytail.
Yeah,
Wait, for real?
Yeah, it was just.
That would be a weird guy to watch Old Faithful with.
It was just us. And we were at the museum, and I look over and I go,
You know what's just as, you know what you can count on like Old Faithful? He just pulls a Gazelle out of a duffel bag and he's like pitching everybody.
yeah.
Was he in good shape?
That's Tony Little.
he was in great shape. He looked exactly like you think he looks, and he was just very calm, and like he was kind of talkative in a calm way, if I remember right. Was talking about the museum. There was really nobody else around. It was off season, and we just sat down because we were having a conversation. We sat down on the same bench, and then like, oh, there it goes, and his kids were there, and I was just watching, and I was like, all right, man, well, good to meet you. See you later.
Dude, he
Watched Old Faithful with Tony Little.
Tony Little's Gazelle is the 10th most successful infomercial of all time.
Really?
Nice.
So he must
Was
have
on
made
forever.
a friggin' fortune off that.
Which is how he could afford to go to
Yeah, Old
Yellowstone.
Faithful.
All the way to
right?
Yellowstone. Yeah.
What about ShamWow?
ShamWow's the 7th most.
Gotta be.
How about
So the ShamWow was the absorbent cloth, 100% marketed through infomercials, became a pop cultural sensation, thanks in part to the spokesperson,
Timmy Zell's brother.
whose name was,
I don't know.
come on,
Did he have a crack problem?
Talking about the St. Louis guy?
We're not talking Billy Mays.
No.
Billy Mays was a whole nother thing.
You're talking about the
Vince.
guy that
Vince.
bit somebody.
No, he
Yeah.
kissed a hooker. The hooker bit his tongue.
That's
right.
what it was.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Him. St.
Did he
Louis
have a
guy,
crack
though, right?
problem? What?
Wasn't there a crack? Somebody
There's
had
a
a
St.
crack
Louis
problem.
connection. What's his name?
You may
Vince
be
what?
right.
His name is Vince Offer.
He had the intense eyes with the
O-F-F-E-R.
spiky hair.
He kind of looked like
He looked like crack.
he kind of looked like Beavis
Yeah.
from Beavis and Butthead.
He looked like Tim Ezel's long lost brother to me.
The Channel 2 guy?
Yeah. He had that Ezel energy too when he was selling the ShamWow. I mean, Tim's a nice guy. I'm not accusing him of getting his tongue bit. But
Well, then he went from the ShamWow to the Slap Chop.
Oh, yes. Is that on the list?
No.
Oh, bummer.
He was born in Israel, but there's some sort of St. Louis connection, I'm telling you.
Says
what
here
it
he's
was.
heard of St. Louis.
That slap chop thing, that was the, here's my nuts. Look at my nuts. You can chop my nuts.
Hey,
Yeah.
your nuts are chopped.
But Vince got famous from the ShamWow, and the ShamWow is the 7th most successful product from an infomercial of all time.
All right.
That's awesome.
So the Gazelle at 10, the ShamWow at 7.
Is this number one? The
What?
Thigh Master?
The Thigh Master is number 9.
With Cindy?
Thigh Master
With
is
Suzanne
Master,
Summers.
Suzanne
Suzanne Summers.
fitness device promoted by Suzanne Summers became a pop culture sensation in the 90s.
Every mother had one.
Number one, I mean, the number one
Mine did.
is, when I say it, you guys are going to go, oh, did everybody have one of these?
OxyClean, Billy Mays here.
OxyClean was number 4. That's Billy Mays.
Okay,
Yeah.
Billy Mays.
Billy
here.
Mays had a Coke problem.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Or was that some sort of rumor?
No, why don't you look that up?
Yeah, My Pillow guy.
No.
Nah.
I guess that
So
was in the 90s.
OxyClean, stain remover, popularized by infomercials featuring the late, great Billy Mays,
Yeah. That guy was.
continues actually to be a popular cleaning product today. We get
Love it.
He did Flex Seal too before he kicked it. He started the Flex Seal.
He wound up having a heart attack, and he had cocaine in his system. If you look at Billy Mays.
I mean, the dude did have cocaine
Oh.
energy.
Chia.
No, was that ever an infomercial?
Yes.
That was just a commercial.
Oh, I used to see it online. Or
It was a
after
late
hours.
night commercial for sure.
I don't think it was an hour-long infomercial.
Maybe
It says
not.
here that Mays last used cocaine days before his death. It was not. He was not under the influence.
It was
of
not
when
a
he died.
it may have been a contributing factor to his heart attack. He had cocaine in his system. It was like, wow, that guy's like high intensity.
It was concluded that cocaine was not a contributing factor in May's death.
Well then,
George Foreman Grill.
Gotta be.
Somebody in the chat just said it.
It's gotta be number one.
Mega death to you.
Can't possibly not be number one.
the George Foreman grill is number 1.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations, mega death to you.
Yeah, remember he hit his head on an overhead compartment
Right.
during a rough landing because the tire, the plane blew a tire on the runway, and was feeling unwell for the entire day before he went to sleep that night, and he died.
And it was a heart attack, right? And the whole thing was like, holy cow, he had cocaine in his system. And you know, wow, that's why he was so high intensity. Anyway, R.I.P. Billy Mays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Let's
to
not
find
run
it.
Billy Mays into the ground this morning, guys. He was a good man.
He was a good man.
He was good. He was a
so
good
what? He
American.
did coke. I'm not saying
So what? He put shoe
OxyClean
polish in
looks
his
like
beard.
Coke.
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Heard that.
I cleaned my nose.
He was also on Xanax and Valium for anxiety,
Ooh.
and had been taking
Anxious for
oxycodone,
all the coke. I
hydrocodone.
get
Brompton
it.
cocktail.
I get it.
No
Sometimes
thanks.
that coke can make you paranoid.
Yeah.
All right, George Foreman Grill, yes, is the number 1 product from an infomercial.
What's the set it and forget it?
That's
That
Ron
is the
Popeil, dog.
Ron Popeil's Showtime Rotisserie. George
Wow.
Foreman. Let's not get off the George Foreman Grill.
Okay. Sorry.
Jeez.
Tell me more.
Okay, so that infomercial brought, George Foreman just
To the forefront.
massive success.
Yeah.
Over 100 million units sold worldwide.
That's
Because everybody wanted to be him, right? That was the whole point. They're like, we want to be George Foreman.
No, it was an awesome grill. Like
Okay.
it was a good product.
No, I know. The grease would run into the little
Into the
plastic
tray.
cup. Yeah, the little
Yeah,
tray.
it was
Into
awesome.
We
the
had
tray.
one.
We
That
had
was the
one
ultimate
too.
college gift.
Yeah.
to
It was
have.
the perfect size tray to fill right to the brim, and you never make it to the trash can.
Exactly.
Spilling on the floor.
No, you let it
Yeah,
solidify.
You got to balance.
That's the really gross part.
Yeah, but you
let
had
it
to like,
solidify.
depending on what you were cooking, it it'd get right to the top. You're like, is this going to keep going? But yeah, you're right. Rookie mistake is not letting it solidify.
Yeah,
What
you
are
gotta
we?
let it solidify.
What are we missing? What
All
number?
right, so number 2 is proactive,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
the acne
yeah.
treatment system.
That was huge in the.
That was advertised through infomercials
Anybody's-
over 25 years, became a household
I always
name.
wanted it because I had such bad acne.
Number 3,
P90X.
P90X is number 6.
Oh, good job,
P90X,
Moon.
the home workout program, was promoted through infomercials and has helped. You know, a lot of people achieve their fitness goals.
You man got ripped on
Yeah.
P90X.
My wife is still influenced by P90X because of what she does. It was the natural progression.
Well, that's
from
the
what
Beachbody
P90X.
people.
Yep.
It's the same,
a great
same
product.
company.
Yeah, man.
Could Miss Cleo be a part of this?
No, you're missing number 3. Number 3 is a big one.
I would say.
Sweating to the oldies.
Yes.
No,
Columbia
No.
House.
Wow.
No sweat to the oldies.
no,
That's a shame.
Chuck Norris and Chrissy Brinkley.
No.
Shake weight.
no, not the shake weight.
Nordic check.
No, this product is something you would wear.
Oh,
Something I'd wear.
anyone or just
Like
women
sunglasses?
Snuggie.
The Snuggie.
Or what? The Snuggie, of course.
The Snuggie, the blanket with sleeves.
The epitome of laziness.
Look at this. They made a 20-minute commercial out of a blanket. A blanket
The blanket with
with 2 holes in it.
sleeves. Yeah, I mean, huge. I don't know if people were buying them for real or just as jokes. It didn't matter. Whoever was behind the Snuggie made a crap ton of money off it.
Yeah.
Have you ever dialed an infomercial number and bought something?
No.
Oh, I definitely did. I definitely did. I remember
No.
we were in the apartment and I was like, it was 2 a.m. or something. I was like, you know what? This doesn't seem like a bad idea, and it's going to come with a set of kitchen knives.
Yep.
And we were just talking. We need a set of
And
kitchen
the
knives.
countdown is happening, so you got to do it now.
And if I do it in the next 30 seconds, I'm also going to get 2 Ninja 1, 2, 3s. It was one, whatever the thing.
Dude.
It was like a dicer, a chopper, whatever it was.
Wait.
You go 1,
That's
2,
not all.
3.
Yeah.
And it came with a set of kitchen knives.
Yes.
And I got it.
When I was in college, Springfield had a QVC knockoff that was ran locally there, and they had the lamest products. But I found out a buddy of mine was hooked on buying their stuff, and it was absolutely amazing. You go to his house, he just have all this garbage everywhere he bought off this stupid TV show.
Oh, my
And it was
gosh.
pretty great.
If I remember right, that kind of sparked a memory too. If I remember right, Johnny Venus was there with me, and we decided to split it. It was like it was like a, hey man, you can use this some of the time, and I'll use this some of the time. We'll each pay $30. This.
Number 5 was the NutriBullet.
Oh, that's
which
it.
is the blender and juicer.
That's it.
That's it.
It was the bullet,
NutriBullet.
right? Is that the thing where you 1, 2, 3? Like you it's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I got.
That's it. The NutriBullet. We have one now.
Yeah, so do we. Great smoothies.
We have one now. Like they've as far as the technology of it goes, it's better now than what it was. But yeah, you just put the thing, you screw the blade on. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
Did you guys
Yeah.
ever get really excited when you used to go to Bed Bath & Beyond in the As Seen on TV section?
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
oh, I saw
Oh, yeah.
this on TV and it's here.
Walgreens still has it.
Oh my gosh,
Do they
the
really?
NutriBullet is incredible.
I'll
This is
still
not what
cruise the
mine looked like.
Walgreens as seen on TV.
Yeah.
Look for the some copper socks.
It's the best, man.
All right, honorable mentions: the Total Gym, total sales $1 billion. That's
Wait,
Chuck Norris's.
Oh, okay, that's what it
Chuck
was.
Norris
Total
is a
Gym.
Total Gym.
I read somewhere that he and Christy Brinkley made so much, maybe the majority of their money from that.
Oh, dude, so the Total Gym is made $1 billion.
That's crazy.
The Showtime rotisserie, the Set It and Forget It, that made $1.2 billion.
Wow.
Set it, forget it. Watch the money rolling. Am I right?
Yes.
R.I.P. Ron Popeil.
Hey, you know a staple in my home? Flobee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Flobee.
That's the vacuum cut. The vacuum suck.
Oh,
You don't know Flobee?
it sucks and cuts.
Yes.
My dad still has 3. That's what they cut their
Really?
hair with. Yes.
Do you guys remember the speed reading infomercials in the 90s? I always wanted to get that. There's a whole series you could get to learn how to speed read. I wanted it so bad.
The pet egg,
Oh, yeah, to get all the nastiness off your feet.
scrub away dead skin cells and calluses.
My mom had
it's
one.
fairly stomach turning.
It was disgusting, and it worked.
What was?
It would
Yeah.
shave the bottom calluses.
feet.
It's like a cheese grater.
Yeah,
wasn't
like
it?
Parmesan cheese.
And
Yeah.
when you would go to get a
what?
pedicure, they had to stop using those because of how disgusting like the bacteria was. I mean, they were taking skin shavings off of people's feet, and it was so
You
gratifying.
don't remember the pet egg?
No, man.
The thing was like a little cheese grater for the
Yeah,
side
it was
of
a
your
cheese
toe.
grater for the underneath your feet.
Like the dry particles of your
Ugh.
heels
And they
would turn
sold
into
this-
Parmesan.
They sold
catch it.
this on.
Oh yeah, it made $450 million.
Wow. What a
Egg.
What about?
And the little shavings would look like it would almost look like grated cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gross,
Did
dude.
you say Epilady already? Do you remember
No.
that? Man, that thing was brutal. That was an infomercial. It was basically just rip the hair out of women's legs, is what I gathered.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that thing?
No.
I feel like every mom had it in like '95.
Take care of your
Epilady.
I never did the wax, like the wax of the leg. Never did that.
Sweating to the oldies.
Yeah.
Again, honorable mention, like you mentioned, Scott. $200 million that thing brought in.
Not bad.
Deal a Meal? That
What's
was
that?
another Richard Simmons. He had the Deal a Meal program. That was on forever.
Yeah.
And what was the dude? This is a deep cut, but one of you guys is going to know it. It's for kids, but it was like a foreign language program for kids. It was like Bixni La Jeune Vie.
Like an early Rosetta Stone?
Yeah, but it was like a little cartoon characters. Your
I
kids will
remember
learn to
that.
speak German, and Swahili, all in the comfort of your own home. God, what was that called?
I don't remember that.
I remember the commercial because it was like a little dinosaur. It was like, Ishne la bougie. And I'm like, what?
What?
What about Girls Gone Wild? I feel like we got plenty of that.
That had a good run.
Did any of you guys ever buy those?
No, but I've seen the VHS tapes. I had a buddy that bought one.
We all had that, buddy.
So he bought one, and
That buddy is
it's a
us.
subscription.
Yeah.
So it's one of those you think you're buying one,
But you're buying it forever.
but you're buying it forever.
You know what? Thank you for your service, guy friend that we all had that actually did that and is probably still subscribed and forgot about it.
I just remember whenever those were rolling around, you'd go to college and someone's like, dude, one of the girls from this college is on
know.
that. Everywhere you went, somebody was on it.
It was always the rumor.
Moon, can you pull up Muzzy commercial on YouTube?
How do you
That's
spell-
what it was.
how do you spell it?
Muzzy. I haven't thought about this, and this has been locked in the attic for a while.
What the heck is this?
Je suis la jeune vie.
What's this from?
It was on.
I mean, like,
it was
year-wise.
This, dude.
Is that it?
Yeah,
All right, hang on.
crank some.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Dude!
Yes, that's French they're speaking. And no, these children aren't French. They're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly
delightful.
become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language
learn it by
becomes
watching.
fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from
French,
the very
Spanish,
first day
Italian,
through this
German.
unique method.
All right, well,
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
You'll be amazed when your children start speaking things that you can't understand.
That thing was on forever.
no,
I'm
Girls Gone Wild. Usually was on like E during the Howard Stern show,
1986, by the way, Muzzy.
and you'd hear,
Suitable for children. Tired of the same old white sand beaches filled with hot young girls willing to bear it
yeah,
all? Of course you're not. That's why we're introducing the all-new Girls Gone Wild Endless Spring Break.
endless spring break.
Travel the globe
crazy.
to bring you more real girls than ever before.
Travel the globe.
The spring break action never ends when the hottest schoolgirls hit the beach by
The
day.
hottest schoolgirls. Oh my god! And I got the video pulled up on my computer screen. All these girls now are in their 40s.
Yeah. Still babes, too.
All these girls now probably have 2 or 3 kids.
Some are grandmas now, which is hot.
Are all in their 40s.
Aw.
And when I bring up spring break,
They won't let their kids go.
or they're triggered.
Yeah. Or they go, and they're still doing it.
Yeah, Mom was in the Girls Gone Wild commercial.
The height of her youth.
Yeah. Well,
But got $50.
yeah, but got $50 and had to sign a waiver. She was hammered.
Did
But
they pay people?
They really did?
I don't know. I'm asking.
I figured they wouldn't. They'd
Yeah, I
just be
figured-
like,
no, I think the dude got in trouble.
Guy's in jail, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore.
no, he's hiding
out.
in Mexico or something.
He lost all his money, though.
He lost all his money.
Huge class action lawsuit.
No, and he was sued because he was having like drunk girls like sign these waivers. And they were either Joe Francis. They were either underage or just so out of their mind that anything they would sign is not legally binding. And then I think he got hit with tax evasion too.
He's on Instagram.
No way.
Banned from television. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, there was just a whole Girls Gone Wild documentary.
Really? Civil suit. The jury added an additional $20 million in punitive damages to his civil loss.
Oh, my God.
He's an entrepreneur, TV personality, influencer, and lover of life.
Oh, no, I think he still got money.
His children were missing. In 2022, he had like a missing child advisor on his Instagram page. He says, "Please help bring home my beautiful missing daughters, of whom I have full custody over." Oh. What the hell?
Ah.
That sounds like...
He still got money, though, because he's got one of those huge houses in, is it Mexico?
Yeah.
And I think famous people go down there and rent his house when he's not there. He's still doing his thing.
Apparently he was blackmailed, bankruptcy.
Oh, he may have been even held for ransom or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seems to he seems to find
trouble, or trouble finds him.
Drama.
It seems that his ex-wife had the children.
Yeah, I was already saying that sounds like a custody.
Yeah. Anyway, so what is, speaking of nostalgia, what is your favorite snack from your childhood that you wish you could still get in 2024? Because somebody looked at at Google search term data to find the top snacks we are nostalgic for. And I got the 10 most nostalgic snacks of all time.
I can still get mine. I loved Dunkaroos in grade school, and they brought them back a couple years ago.
Dunkaroos is number one.
Yeah.
Dunkaroos is number one.
Same.
Not the same.
Now, they're one you can still get. It got discontinued in 2012, but General Mills brought them back in 2020. But Dunkaroos that's the number one nostalgia snack item that us adults now still pine for.
They sell them at Schnucks individually, so you can't get them in the box like you used to in the 90s, but they're okay. They're still good, but not as they were.
No. They don't have kangaroo cookies.
No.
That was a big part of it.
And some of these on this list you could still get, but maybe they changed the formula. They're not the same as they once were. Like, number 2 is Oreo Cakesters. Mm-hmm. They're like Oreos, but softer.
They're
basically
big.
a whoopie pie.
Yeah, they were like the devil's food cake version of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could still get those, too. In fact, Nabisco brought them back in 2022. Bagel Bites is number 3.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You can get those, right?
Which they never went away, except you can't get them in Canada.
What about Shock Tarts? They were like the...
What are Shock Tarts?
Shock Tarts were
sweet
sour.
tarts. They were sweet tarts and sprees made to be more vibrant.
Yeah, and they were sour and they were chewy.
They were
So
great.
good.
Yeah, those are good. You don't remember Shock Tarts?
No.
Oh man.
So sweet tarts. But
If sweet tarts, remember the big sweet tarts and then sprees, like if you liked both of those just a little, but you're like, I'm never really satisfied with these. Shock Tarts like hit the spot.
Yeah.
I remember the logo and everything. Yeah. Yeah, they were great. They had those at Hickey's.
Man, I love Bagel Bites.
Me too. You can still get them.
Yeah, I know you still can. It's the weird. Oh, I remember Shockers. Shock Tart. I remember those.
Are Gushers still? Is it on there?
Gushers wasn't on this list. Tab is on this list, which came out in 1963. Was one of the first diet sodas on the market. It got discontinued 3 years ago.
My mom loved slamming a tab and doing a Joni Greggins workout
Yeah, Jackie.
album. Loved it.
What about Fruitopia?
I didn't like Fruitopia.
Oh yeah.
Me neither.
I like the advertisements. They got me
Fruitopia.
with the colorful stuff. I was like, ooh.
Fruitopia was a line of fruit-flavored drinks. Coca-Cola put it out in 1994. They stopped selling them in 2003. They were very sweet.
I loved Clearly Canadian, which you can still get at World Market individually, and they're expensive as hell.
What is Clearly Canadian?
Clearly Canadian is sparkling water, but the taste is so good. So it has like cherry and raspberry and blackberry. Oh, dude. And it
Kind
comes
of
in
like
a
the
glass
OG
bottle.
LaCroix, right?
Yeah,
But better.
better.
Yeah.
Like way more flavorful.
Yes.
Clearly Canadian was almost how Pepsi Clear kind of taste it.
And that's number 6 is Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi. That's what
Crystal
it was.
Pepsi debuted in 92, bombed.
I loved it.
Bombed. Still has some diehard fans. They brought it back for limited time in 2016, 2018, and for the 30th anniversary in 2022.
Yo,
My
back to,
neighbor's got a real bad Crystal Pep problem.
back to Fruitopia for a second. Look at the logo. Like, I'm sure I avoided this because it looked like it was something for stoners. Like this, I mean, the whole thing. It just looks like
No thanks.
it looks like an acid trip or a mushroom, like a like a T-shirt you got at.
I think just why
Sunshine
it's
Daydream.
Speedo.
That's what a funny reason to avoid it.
I mean, I'm
No
just saying.
thanks, Fruitopia. You won't be opening my third eye.
I mean, that was like middle school era, high school era. So like, some people were starting to shift into
know
that
what it
sort of
was?
look.
You know
Moon
what
was
it was?
bringing it up in the DARE
My
programs.
pants weren't, my pants weren't baggy
No, I
enough for
see what you're talking about.
Fruitopia.
So 94, this came out in 94, which in high school for me, you had a lot of like
Yeah, 94 was high.
you had a lot of like deadheads,
Exactly. Yeah.
What about
trust fund hippies.
Yeah, they're all drinking Fruitopia because look at the logo. It looks like a trip.
remember Orbitz that had the little
Oh,
gelatin
Gelatins,
balls?
number 8.
Is it? The, man,
Flavored water with little edible floating balls in it.
it was like the gateway to bubble tea.
That's
It
what
was
I mean.
so good.
94, you got that stuff. You got Fruitopia. Like everything was trying to be a mushroom.
All right, so Orbitz came out in 96, immediately flopped.
Well, because people are choking on those
We're
balls.
gone by 98.
Orbitz was dope.
I'm sorry, what? Good morning, everybody.
She said
Welcome to Ball
people were
Talk.
choking on those balls.
That was a cool idea, though. Orbitz.
I would like to have that isolated.
I loved Orbitz. And I love bubble tea to this day, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
look at that. Look at
I
that.
never had it. I never had that.
It came in those
I
cool
know
glass
of it.
bottles, too.
Yeah.
Defy gravity with Orbitz.
Does anyone remember the drink Balls? BAWLS?
What?
No, I was
Look
not
up
drinking balls in the 90s.
BAW. Yeah, balls.
Alcohol?
No, it was like an energy drink
Oh,
made
yeah,
with
balls
guarana.
guarana. Yeah, I don't think that's good.
Balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue bottle. It was like a stubby blue, like it was a nubbed blue bottle.
So blue
Don't
balls?
say nubbed.
You like the blue balls?
it was like
That was your favorite?
It was like a tree trunk.
Balls.
I didn't like that in high school at all, personally, but I guess some people were a fan.
Remember the little barreled juices?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Like
had
hand
the little
grenades.
hand grenades that had the little foil top.
And then was
Those
like
were good.
It had
They
a
were.
weird,
That was like
a weird
the-
tang.
That was a poor
Yeah.
kid drink.
All those were those long popsicles if you didn't put them in the freezer.
Exactly.
Hugs.
And I was here for it.
So Hug was like the name brand or whatever.
Yeah, big
You get
hug.
the off-brand ones.
Yeah. The off-brand was
They
what I had.
definitely.
The off-brand ones had a certain like tang that hit you like in the back of the
Tugs.
tongue.
Hugs and tugs.
You talking about that tang that like tastes like plastic after 6 seconds?
Yeah.
It's the same stuff in Hawaiian Punch. Hawaiian Punch is so good. It's so refreshing, and it always seems cold, even if it's not cold.
Oh, I always thought it felt warm, even if it was cold.
Oh, and then a minute later, you go, I feel like I ate a toy.
Yeah. What about Surge?
Surge is so good. Surge was the thing you got, for any sort of like trips with friends, if you went on youth group trips or
Surge
something like that.
wasn't on here.
Oh, yeah, 2 liters of Surge, and you just got routed.
Kudos granola bars is on here.
Kudos.
Kudos
I
was
love
so
Kudos.
good.
I forgot about this.
So
So
good.
good.
They're gone. Discontinued in 2017.
Wow, those were yummy.
Yeah, it was basically a candy bar masquerading as a healthy
It
snack.
really was, man. They were so chocolatey and but my parents fell for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had Kudos.
It was if you're trying to lose weight, I remember all the advertisements and all that, and then you find out it's just
But, dude, it's a
Straight
granola
garbage.
bar.
It's a granola
But
bar
it's
with
got chocolate
M&Ms
chips.
on it. Yeah, dude, it had
Had the
M&Ms or
M&Ms.
something.
Oh, so good.
Oh, look at the color. Oh, this green, this dark green was so attractive. You see that? I could see that from 4 aisles
It's
away. Like,
chocolate and
there's the
granola. It's
Kudos
got to be healthy
bars.
because granola trumps everything.
That's right. Remember Snackwells? That was another one of those kind of kudos.
Yeah,
Had the cookies?
the devil's food
The
snack
devil-
wells.
Oh, God, the
Yeah.
devil's food.
That was a grandma's.
Yes.
Grandma's got into that. Then you
Snack
could,
wells.
Then you could sneak them at grandma's
Was
house.
Snackwell's the one with the what's in the bag, Cookie Man?
Yeah.
That's the.
Was that it?
They had a great campaign. We talked about it before. A great campaign where is like 5 ladies were chasing this the guy in the lab coat that was the Snackwell's worker.
I think that was the first time I saw cookies in individual trays. Snackwells had each cookie didn't touch each other.
Oh, yeah.
They had its own little tray.
That's right.
in the
I was
bag.
like, these
That's
must
it.
be
The
expensive.
devil's food.
What's in the
devil's
box,
food.
Cookie Man?
Oh,
Cookie
God,
cakes.
with the
Yes.
marshmallow. Stop. That's
Marshmallow.
Delicious.
Dang.
Even the vanilla ones were good.
Waffle Crisp cereal was number 9.
Okay.
Came out in 96, discontinued in 2018, but Post brought it back in 2021. So you may be still able to get those. And then Rice Krispies Treat cereal.
That's gone.
That was whenever it was the chunks. So you had the Rice Krispie, just loose Krispies, and then they decided to take out the middleman and just make Rice Krispie treats in chunks, and you just eat that with milk.
So Rice Krispies Treat cereal came out in the 90s, got pulled from shelves at some point. Somebody launched a petition on change.org back in 2019 to bring it back. Around 30,000 people have signed.
I'd sign. That was good.
Okay, so it's
Have signed the petition.
Let's see here. Change.org. Stop child trafficking. No.
I'll sign.
Let's see here. Prevent neo-Nazi activity. No. Oh, bring back Rice Krispie Treat cereal.
Yeah, there we go. This
Cracks knuckles.
This is a cause I can get behind.
This is a cause I will fill out my email and home phone number for.
Hey, speaking of cookies, today is officially it's National Oreo Day.
Heck yeah, we
Did
are
you
prepared.
bring us some?
I have an entire cookie jar at home with 4 different flavors.
Like
filled,
you were actually
stacked.
prepared.
On Monday, we were running through Target doing some errands and things, and both girls said, "Hey, Wednesday is National Oreo Cookie Day." I said, "What? How do you know that?" They said, "I'm telling you, it is. We need to prepare." I said, "Okay, well, each of you get a flavor." We got mint thins, which, by the way, are freaking amazing. I'm not a thin Oreo guy. I love the double stuff. They're great. They are rivals to
Girl Scouts?
the Girl Scout cookies. I will say the
Thin
Thin
Mints.
Mints. So that one is incredible. We got some OG double stuff, and we have a new chocolate and peanut butter pie flavor. Holy cow! 5 out of 5.
Yeah, here are the new. So yeah. Listen, you got your OG Oreo. You also got the peanut butter cream chocolate sandwich cookies. You got the toffee crunch Oreos. You got the Java chip Oreos. You got the mint flavored cream ones. Those are the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, the mint thins.
flavored.
Yeah, but they're thins.
Birthday cake flavored. You got your dark chocolate one. You got your dirt cake chocolate sandwich cookies, limited edition.
I never got to try those space ones. I don't think.
Yeah, they're sold out.
Didn't get to try those. You should try that peanut butter pie thing.
Peanut butter cream.
Yeah, it's a graham cookie. So like the cookie, it tastes like kind of tastes like a peanut butter cream pie, but for the most part, it tastes like a Teddy Graham.
Yeah.
Remember Teddy Grahams?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it is a Teddy Graham basically.
So what's your go-to Oreo? Do you like the double stuff, regular?
I'm just a classic girl.
Me too.
I thought I
perfect.
was until I started trying these new ones. Now I'm undecided. I don't. They're all good.
Yeah.
You got to try the thins. They're
I wanna do
excellent.
that.
They're a surprise.
Like, Ray, for you, double stuff or a thin?
Nah, I'm old school.
The OG?
OG Oreo.
I don't think the OG. I think the cookie ratio is too high. Too much cookie for the cream. I need a double stuff. I'm spoiled.
Well,
I want a
I
bucket.
don't need a
of cream.
DP Oreo. I just need a regular
Regular for me.
Because I'm going to dunk.
Oh, no.
I'm at least going to swig.
Not a dunk. You're not. You're not.
I'm
going
going to twist apart and lick them both
Yeah.
and then down them.
No milk?
No.
Wait, lick them
Wow.
as in just
You're
like
psycho.
take a
No,
taste,
you-
or like you take your teeth and you scrape.
You
I scrape and I lick.
Do you leave
I
the
get
teeth?
nuts. Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
two
Marks?
little,
Yeah.
my big old front teeth. The skid
Yeah.
marks.
Wait,
Of
so
course.
you do that and then you put it back together?
No.
And then eat each individual chocolate cookie.
I'd do that and
I
I put them back in
unscrew,
a package and
I
shred it.
lick or scrape the cream and eat that side, and then I just down the other side. I like the cookie. I'm
I don't
not
like
an
the
icing
cookie by
girl.
itself.
Me
I
too.
used to take 2, split them, and heaven forbid, like the cream breaks. You know, like
I know.
that's throw it away.
Or throws off.
Yeah, so you get a nice clean break, and then you take 2, you put that together. I would take the cream off of them and get rid of half the cookies. I was throwing away half the cookies for a while.
You know they have mega stuff, right? Like mega stuff ones.
Too much.
And I so
it's too much.
It's like a roll of Charmin between 2 cookies.
Yeah.
So the
It's
website
too much.
Sporked. The website Sporked, which is actually a pretty good food website. So they ranked every Oreo flavor, and out of 28, the mega stuff was number 28. And they said, I never thought I'd say this, but this is too much stuff.
It is.
When the ratio of Oreo cream is this high, the cookies start to taste like chemicals. Stick to the double stuff if you love the Oreo cream.
totally agree.
Rank 3 out of 10.
I could not agree more.
A rating 3 out of 10.
What about their cabbage flavored one?
Their classic Oreo was number 24 out of 28.
Yeah, I don't think the ratio is on.
They said classic Oreos were perfect at one point, but they've been improved upon so many times. There's simply not enough cream. Plus, there are so many other flavors that are just better.
Is this person? Are we related? This person.
Did you write this?
Maybe I did. I may have.
Their number one was the extra stuff thins. They said this is the best Oreo. The extra stuff thins. I'll be buying these from here on out. It's the exact amount of cream and cookie you want. The thin cookie has a great snap, not too much cream. These are relatively new in Oreo, and if Oreo takes them away, there will be riots. 10 out of 10.
Oreo thins, extra stuff with only one F, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Mint was number 2 for them. The mint one, number 2.
The mint thins.
Just regular mint.
Is it okay if we just throw the golden ones away?
You don't
No,
like those?
no. If those are done right,
They're golden. Yeah, the golden ones ranked pretty high.
the golden ones are really good, but you cannot expect to
Number
eat
15,
the same
actually.
amount as if they were the normal ones. You have to like limit yourself.
Dude.
You go 3 deep and then you stop and
Really?
you're happy and you're not
This
angry at
is
the
you.
cookie.
Number 15 is golden. The cookie part of these cookies has a sort of Teddy Grahams animal cracker vibe.
Goodness gracious, I'm telling you.
The filling is the classic Oreo cream you know and love. Typically, I couldn't care less about vanilla flavored anything, but these changed my mind. My favorite touch is that they have a hint of saltiness that makes the cookie's flavor profile extremely well-rounded.
But just to don't go too far on
While I
this.
feel that most Oreos pair best with milk, I think these would make the perfect dipper for a nice cup of hot tea.
Holy cow.
There you go.
All right, maybe with tea.
Don't clear a sleeve of them.
The
You'll
mint
be
thins
angry.
are number 13 for them.
Do you see Swedish? There's a Swedish fish flavored one.
That's
there
gotta
was.
be fake.
We
No
had that.
way. Did we have that?
Yeah, we had those. Disgusting.
Wow, how long did that take to chew that one?
Oh, we did have these. These were not bad.
Disgusting.
No, these weren't too bad. It was almost like a raspberry thing, almost like a Swedish fish. I think these were ranked very poorly,
Yeah.
but
gross.
they weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. Maybe that was it.
Gross. Well, happy National Oreo Day, everybody.
Thank you.
And also with
Appreciate
you.
that. Thank you.
So go out and celebrate. In other headlines, I just read this headline. I don't know why I thought of Rafe.
Boy.
And it's for I don't know why. But like sometimes I will.
It doesn't
I
feel
will-
like this is going to make me
I
feel
will-
good the way
I
you're
will read
prefacing this.
I will read a headline and I'll just associate it with somebody. Like I would like Rafe's opinion on this particular subject, or like I read a story that reminds me of Moon or Lern or King Scott. Headline: Masturbating man interrupts forum on jail renovation.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
Which
Sorry, can you
part?
say that again?
Which part reminds you?
I don't know. I in my mind I associate a headline with a show member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This checks out. But say it again, please.
Masturbating man interrupts forum on jail renovation.
Okay.
And here's what happened. So this is out of Charlottesville, Virginia. And the article goes, a contentious community forum on proposed renovations to the Charlottesville jailhouse got off to a rocky start last Thursday evening when a participant who had joined virtually via Zoom appeared to be, their words in the article, vigorously masturbating on camera.
Wow.
Well,
Speaking of jail, what has 400 teeth and holds back a monster? Like, all right, Cliff, don't pull it out. Up, it's out.
Well, the fact that they wrote vigorously.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, out of everybody on this show, the only person that's been caught doing something like that via video that we produced for Rizzuto Live was you, actually. So I find it funny that you are thinking of Rafe when you should
Yeah.
be thinking of yourself.
Oh, wow. Well,
Project much?
well. So I guess that this was a hybrid meeting. So there were people in whatever, like, chambers they were doing the meeting, and they had people zoomed in.
Was the Zoom guy the one? Or was it a live? Because it's funnier if there was Zoom and you assume that, and the guy was live roasting.
The funny part about it is when they figured out what was happening. So 20 minutes into this meeting, those attending in person at the Carver Recreation Center noticed unusual sounds, including moans, coming from the speaker of the computer being used to broadcast the session to a virtual audience. So the sound was a distraction to the person who was speaking, who was the regional jail superintendent, a guy named Martin Coomer. So he was leading this forum designed to educate the public on multi-million-dollar proposals for renovations to the facility. So for those attending in person, the only thing they could see on the screen was the PowerPoint presentation. But in an effort to identify, like, what the hell is the sound going on, they switched over. So they minimized the slideshow. And then they showed the screen of all the people attending via Zoom.
Oh, no.
Among them was a guy with dark hair, seated in front of his camera, completely naked, joeing.
And he wasn't supposed to be there. He had joined the meeting.
He had joined the meeting and was just he was just on his own little screen joeing.
And they didn't know who this was?
No.
That's ridiculous.
Because it was a public, like, you could come in and check out what they're going to do with the jail.
I feel like we're hearing more about this type of prank in 2020 when everybody was just on Zoom, and this would happen where you could, like, put in any web, you just guess where you want to go, and you would be in a meeting.
Yeah, they're
All I
using
know
Zoom
is
as chat roulette.
Whatever company is renovating a jail, I want them to do that to my house if it's that nice.
Man.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to search.
The reviews
so
are
turned on by jail renovations.
Look at those lights.
Again, it was so loud, and the guy was moaning so much
Wow.
that it was such a distraction.
All in favor, say aye. Didn't sound like aye. It sounded similar.
Oh, yeah.
So what gets even funnier about this is, so not only is the guy joeing during the Zoom meeting, the guy who's running the meeting, in an effort to block what was going on the screen, so he runs in front and throws his hands and body over the projector.
And so now the guy's on his butt.
And now the projection is on his back, and the guy's joeing.
Onto the guy's back?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
That is great.
Now I see why you thought of me. I had to get a little deeper in the story.
This is exactly why.
Yeah. That's
Is there
hilarious.
clips of that? That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. I'll save you.
No, nobody look at this.
I'll throw myself on this dong for the good of the community. That's a projector screen, Ron.
They then shut the Zoom meeting down, and then that was that. See? This is why we can't have nice things.
Not a television, Ron.
Oh, man.
So they don't know who it was.
Man.
You know, today that guy's sweating wherever he's at.
Which guy?
The one that was
joeing.
Yeah.
He's probably sleeping really well. He's probably still asleep.
You think? I guess he probably got excited with that.
Yeah, Steven says there is a very big difference between joeing and vigorously joeing.
Oh. And?
He was chopping wood.
You know. He's getting after it.
Yeah.
We love bowling, don't we? When was the last time we all went bowling?
Yeah.
November.
November.
A couple weeks ago.
There is an event out in Pennsylvania. It's getting some national attention. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Balls Out Bowling is back for the ultimate bowling experience. This is from the Pittsburgh Area Naturalists Association. They're hosting another Balls Out Bowling event where you could bowl naked.
Seems dangerous.
This will be at the Crafton Ingram Lanes in Pittsburgh, Sunday, April 28th. The event is for anyone over the age of 18. Whether you're a seasoned pro or beginner, this event is for everyone. Nudity is required.
Who do you think you are? I am naked.
Like, you have to be naked.
To bowl?
Yeah. Nudity is required with the exception of women who can wear bottoms. But you got to be at least topless. Also, sexual activity is not permitted.
Please.
Rules, man.
Why'd you drill holes in these balls then?
Yeah, no kidding. Can you please keep Fred away from my ball?
Mixed signals. This thumb hole's very girthy.
Holes
Well,
everywhere.
It's a 15-pounder. How? What's an average bowling? Like, what do you guys use? Like, I think I use like an 8-pounder.
My first ball, I think
12,
I throw is a 12 or a 13.
Yeah.
And I think I throw an 11 or a 12 on the second one.
Nice.
but I'm no good.
So no sexual activity.
Dang it.
Those running the event say nudism does not equal consent. Got it? Just because you're naked doesn't mean I'm down for.
I'm only naked because it was league night, and you guys said I had to be naked.
Just because I'm naked doesn't mean I'm
Mandatory.
DTF. Okay.
I'm here to
So do you get in
practice.
trouble if you have an NRB at that moment?
I mean, that'd be a reason for a boner.
Yeah.
I know, but what if, it wasn't related to that and it just kind of happened in that spot?
Harassment, well, I don't know. I guess you'll be asked to leave. Violators will be asked to leave.
What if you bowl a spare and that little video of the bowling pins comes on, but it's just that guy from the meeting again? How did he hack into this, too?
Violators.
Vigorously jelling.
Ruining Ron's life.
If you got a GRB there, I mean, you're violating nature if you don't. It's got to be.
I think it's
got to be okay.
Well, you've seen the athletes that bowl. I mean,
Nothing sexy about bowling.
But there is about nakedness, man.
Yeah, but naked bowling.
I'm just saying, if you're going to
There was a
naked
whole episode
bowling,
of
come
Seinfeld
on.
about it.
think about a
About what? Naked bowling?
Being naked and doing activities that.
Yeah.
Remember when the naked.
It's not flattering.
Remember when Jerry was dating the woman that anytime he was at her apartment was naked? And remember he saw her opening up a jar?
Yeah, right. I totally get it, but why would you do naked bowling?
I don't know.
It's an exhibitionist thing. It's like the naked bike ride. Mm-hmm. We're allowed to do it. So here we go. Let's roll.
No photography, no video. The event is a ticket event. Can't buy a ticket at the door if you guys are planning on just showing up.
Dang it.
This is in Pittsburgh. The Balls Out Bowling is back.
So wait a second. So you're in Pittsburgh and you want to participate. You're there.
Yes.
And you see a cat, on lane 2. You're down on lane 8, and this dude, he's got a GRB. Are you upset? Are you offended? Are you
No.
anything?
This is the place.
Exactly. So it's all good, man. Moving on.
You have to have a different set of rules for your.
Okay, so let me ask all the nudists out there, and I know
Don't do nothing
we do
with
have
it.
there is a nudist colony here in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like over in Eureka.
Yeah. Didn't Jeff used to go? No. What?
I don't know anything about that.
Never mind.
Why
What?
do you think
Hi.
Jeff lived in Eureka? No, I don't think Jeff ever went. We've seen pictures from
We did?
there. Yeah, they've
From
got a
where?
website.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Hang on.
Hey, so if you are a nudist and you're in one of these, nudist camps or nudist colonies, nudist resorts, and you get a boner, is it looked down upon? I mean,
I'm sure everyone looks down on it.
You know who'd be great to ask about this is
Iggy.
Iggy Strode from TMA.
yeah, but he goes to hedonism.
I know, but it's similar.
Yeah, but
You have to have one
You
there.
have to have a boner there.
But he's
if you
gone to plenty
don't-
of nudist places as well.
If you don't,
Hey, you're
that's
kicked
bad.
out if you don't have that.
There's just a different set of rules.
I can't find what you're talking about, man.
I stumbled upon it. I got to figure out the name.
There's one in
Fine,
North.
guys, I'll go to the nudist colony.
There's 120 acres in
You've
northeast
convinced me
Missouri.
for the show.
Investigative reporting.
Jeffrey's asking, would you be able to use the kiddie ramp at the naked bowling?
With the
You mean bumper
yeah,
bowl?
bumpers?
Put up the bump. No, they sometimes have you put the ball at the top of the little ramp. And
Oh,
you push it.
heck yeah.
Anything about
And you
that?
push it down.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
smart
the
move.
nudist colony is called the 40 Acre Club.
Okay.
Not called the 100-acre wood, huh? Missed opportunity.
40 Acre Club. Somebody says just a bunch of old people.
Oh, this is the one in Londell.
Usually.
Londell. Is that near Eureka?
I think so.
There was one out
Franklin County,
by
maybe?
my hometown growing up outside the town I lived in. And it was like a summer camp for nudists. And the guy that owned the property, all he wore, he was just buck naked, but he wore like a pistol, like a leather, like Clint Eastwood. So he had like a leather, and he like tied to his naked thigh, and he to like.
And
run.
that's all he wore.
Like Tomb Raider?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's exactly what it was like.
So Moon's got the.
Yeah,
this is what it looks like. The 40 Acre Club.
Saltwater pool.
Nice.
There's a big RV spot.
No, it looks like you're going to like a day camp.
Sure, but there's
It looks like a kid's day camp.
yeah, RV sites. They got a pavilion, a nice saltwater pool. Look at that big fire pit area.
Hey.
Got weird holes in the chairs.
You got to put a towel down. You know that.
Yes.
Yep. Their website says you can't bring illegal drugs, swimming suit, guns, giraffes, cameras, or fireworks.
No giraffes.
Wooded hiking.
Wooded hiking.
Go
Outrage.
hiking naked.
You know what? That's honestly probably the only thing that I do want to do now.
Really?
Just, yeah. it's
You wear sneakers, though, right?
Hey, Bear.
Well,
Hiking
yeah.
shoes?
No, man. I'm always in shoes.
Wow.
Walking
That'd be
through the
so
woods
weird.
in a
Always in
bathing
shoes.
suit.
That'd be so weird wearing a pair of Columbia hiking boots.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know. Last thing I want is my balls out when I meet a mountain lion on the trail.
Or ticks.
Ticks.
Well, you can see them.
Show me your ticks.
Nice ticks.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, getting stung. The Venetian Hotel and Casino in Vegas is what? Supposed to conjure the essence of Venice, Italy, right?
Yes.
Ooh, man. Not for this one guest. Conjured some extreme pain in his genitals. A guy from California named Michael says he's considering legal action after he was stung by an orange scorpion while staying at the Venetian.
Damn.
Whoa.
So he woke up around 8 in the morning in extreme pain. He said, I just felt like somebody stabbing me in the private area. It felt like sharp glass or a knife. Here he is talking about it.
I just felt like somebody stabbing me in my private area. I went to the restroom and I saw a scorpion. Everybody wasn't shocked. I mean, nobody believed. Even I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So what happens?
He ran to the bathroom, took off his clothes, saw a scorpion hanging out in front of his underwear. He checked out that day. The hotel comped the room. The man says he doesn't know how the scorpion got there, only that it was under the covers with him.
Sting or pinch?
He said he was stung.
They're native in Arizona.
I was
The
saying
Arizona
they're-
bark scorpion.
He's out in the desert. Why would they get in trouble for?
He believes the scorpion was in the bed when he got there and that it wasn't something he brought into the room. He went to the hospital. They confirmed it was a scorpion sting. He made a full recovery physically, but his lawyer says he has trauma
I'm freaked out, man.
and is considering a lawsuit.
I'm going to Arizona later this year, and like that's the one thing that I keep kind of daydreaming about. Like, oh, dude, because I have that hypnagogic hallucination thing where I see bugs in bed, and I do that with spiders here. And
What?
I know I'm going to have it when I go to Arizona. That I'm going to think there's scorpions in the bed.
Just
Well,
remember
do
they're
a-
more scared of you than you are of them.
I've been out
Okay.
there hundreds.
Just do a
Thanks,
scorpion
Scott.
sweep
I've
before
been,
you go to
I've been
bed.
out there 100 times. I've seen a scorpion once.
Good.
I've seen a tarantula once.
Okay, good.
What are these
2 years
hallucinations?
ago.
Hypnagogic hallucination.
You've mentioned them
It's
before.
a sleep disorder that I have.
It's like when you're falling asleep, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
My,
I hallucinate.
me and my wife were way out.
I have a disease.
We were very,
Disease couch. We don't judge on the disease couch. We know the rules.
we were super deep in the wilderness hiking, and we saw one tarantula, and that's what it took.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
this
Like,
guy
you
got
won't see it.
stung
You're all
in the
good.
balls.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
scorpion.
But I mean, how many times do you hear about that?
Well, the Venetian released a statement, pretty
Crazy
vague,
rare.
saying the resort has protocols for all incidents, and we can confirm they were followed in this incident. So,
Yeah.
they got his room comped.
I just find it weird that you can sue in that kind of environment where those are native insects. I don't know.
You could sue for anything. He's not suing. He's not suing because he got stung. He's suing because he's suffering trauma.
Oh, and scorpions aren't in Venice, so
Well,
should not be in that hotel.
True. And finally, before we get to the break, Jake Tapper
Yeah.
on CNN. He was interviewing Nikki Haley yesterday and had a Freudian slip.
The Colorado Supreme Court, of course, wasn't saying, their official explanation was not they didn't like Donald Trump. They said he participated in an erection, and an insurrection.
Way to go, Don. Participating in an erection.
It's so cool, man.
In case you
The
missed it.
Colorado Supreme Court, of course, wasn't saying, their official explanation was not they didn't like Donald Trump. They said he participated in an erection.
Yes.
And that's what they didn't like.
I've also participated in an erection.
Who hasn't?
I know you have.
Yep.
You have, and you have. Scott?
Yeah, when I go
All
bowling.
Guilty. Guilty.
Finally, something we can all.
Guilty. guilty of participating in correction. Yes, all of us.
We can all get behind this.
Yes.
This is good.
Whoops.
Somebody weighed in the chat. The guy's name this is exactly what his name should be. The nudist colony I was referencing by my hometown was a guy named Don Braun. Hell yeah, brother. He owned an Amoco station in Pinckneyville, apparently. Don Braun. And he was armed. Keep people off his property.
So he was armed and naked?
Yeah, I used to sneak out there as kids. 'Cause, you'd hear there's like naked people in the woods. So we'd cut across properties and sneak through the woods. And it was kind of known that this guy patrolled the fence line with just balls out, but he had like a little 6-shooter revolver, like in a leather, like Clint Eastwood, like leather strap bandolier on his hip.
So cool.
What a cool guy. Don Braun.
So cool.
I have some.
You don't go traipsing through that woods unless you want to run into Don Braun.
I have some pretty cool information that you're going to love, Lern.
Go.
The striped bark scorpion, native to Missouri,
Great. Yeah.
is all over the place. Pretty much all of the southern half of the state.
Ugh.
We have scorpions here. Are they venomous? Yes.
Great.
Yeah. They're venomous, but
They're not
one's
very
not going to
big.
kill you.
You're not going to find one of these things.
So you could, they're small enough they like to get in
clawing at her
shoes and all
forearm.
I
that
know,
stuff.
like, oh,
Yeah,
God.
they're pretty little. They're in woods and like brush. And
I've seen a Missouri tarantula under my garden or my hose box.
no kidding.
Yeah, dude.
Man, I still have never seen one.
And we moved. So
And we immediately vacated the
I was gonna say,
premises.
that was your nickname in high school, right? Hose box.
hose box. Yeah, that's what they called me.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Why don't you go ask Hose
Go ahead,
Box
go hose
Elwell?
box.
Hose box got it.
I will tell you, I did several weeks in the Southwest, and I saw 0 scorpions. As long as you don't, just check your shoes. That's the big thing you got to worry about.
Like, yeah, like your boots.
I put my boots upside down when I would come in at night, and you're fine.
I'm not going. We're not
You gotta
going
go.
I
anywhere.
wouldn't go.
You're going.
You're fine.
I wouldn't go.
We're going.
All right, today's Team Riz Remember the Day is brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, St. Louis' home for Blues hockey from Imperial, Missouri. Robert Rinkenberger is our Berger or Burger? Robert from Imperial. Robert's been a listener to the Riz Show since 2018 and has spread the gospel, the Riz gospel, wherever he goes. Loves the camaraderie between the crew and how the conversations have become more enlightening and joyful over the last year. And now the show is a perfect guide for truckers like himself. That's awesome. Robert uses the topics that are discussed to relate to his family. He is forever grateful to the show for all that it provides him with every listen. Robert Rinkenberger is our Team Riz Remember the Day. Get super sweet Team Riz Remember the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. All right, we will take our first break of the morning. We'll come back with Crap on Celebrities. It is 7:14. It's the Riz Show, presented by the Fast Lane. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest race of 2024 is Sunday, June 2nd. Time to lock in those NASCAR Cup Series tickets now at www.raceway.com. We got a crash 270 westbound at Lindbergh. We also have a right lane block due to a crash 55 northbound just before Bayless Avenue. Your point forecast dry and mild, high of 62. Right now it's 42 at the Point Studio.
All right, welcome back to the Riz Show. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Riz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizShow1057thepoint.com. We'll talk to Chris Kerber in a little bit. Talk Blues hockey. We got the trade deadline happening on Friday, as Lern knows.
Yes, get them in. Get your picks in.
And I don't know, looks like, I know to me, will the Blues be sellers?
Yes. Big profits are coming our way.
Will the Blues get rid of a big name by Friday? I don't know.
What's the rumor?
There's a couple rumors out there. So we'll see.
Hope they don't get rid of Wayne Gretzky. I like him.
Also, we got a little contest today Moon put together. Yeah, we got tickets for Can You Feel the Punk tonight, which is Saturday night, May 11th, over the pageant. And have it like a, since it's a Disney, punk rock thing. Yeah, Moon's put together a contest.
Yeah, I figured we could do some punk rock trivia, but then I realized you guys might be worse at Disney
Oh,
trivia.
yeah. So you want to do like a Disney
So
trivia
let's
thing,
do some Disney trivia.
which I don't think I'm very good at. I don't really know much
these
about
are
Disney.
Children.
So I had basically 3 contests built, and the first one was way too hard. and then
As far as like Disney stuff goes?
yeah, and then the second one was way too easy / silly, and this one's kind of a nice mix of both. I think you will know. I think you guys will do really well.
I would do way better at punk rock trivia.
Right. That's why I was like, that's not fun. Let's do Disney.
All right, well, let's see. Later on,
And we'll all learn a little something.
We'll give away some Can You Feel the Punk Tonight tickets. We've got tickets for Point Fest, KG Elephant. We got blues tickets.
I got Disney on the mind, man.
You know, another thing I don't know much about, and you guys are much more knowledgeable when it comes to country music. I know when I was growing up, nobody listened to country music.
Yeah.
Nobody. I didn't know anybody.
I remember that people would put albums out and not a single sell.
No, I mean where I'm from, where I lived.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm speaking out of a place of ignorance, like
took-
from where I grew up.
He took that personally. Dude.
Yeah, dude. He's
Defending
careful.
himself.
Scott did.
Glad there's a glass between you guys.
Okay, bro.
Well, nobody was listening to country music in New York City.
We didn't even have a country radio
That's
station.
what I mean.
City.
I bet you did. You
was
had,
AM.
you
No,
just
we did.
had
We
no
didn't. I
knowledge
mean,
of it.
It makes
I don't
sense.
think we did.
There's only one country music bar in the entire 5 boroughs, and it's called Skinny Dennis. It's in Brooklyn, and I've been to it.
And it's
That's
a gay
awesome.
bar.
It's a gay cowboy bar.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember. And as a radiophile, you know, growing up, I don't remember any country stations.
Really?
There was nobody in my orbit that listened to country radio.
I'm with you, though. I mean, even though I grew up in Southern Illinois, my dad was a Charlie Daniels, Hank Williams Jr. fan. That did not stick to me as much as the rock and roll did. So even though it was there for the taking, I really didn't take much from it.
My biggest surprise was when Garth Brooks played Central Park in '96.
Yeah, for 96,000 people.
Yeah, like
Crazy.
200,000 people, whatever,
It
showed
was
up.
crazy.
And I go, wow, there are that many country music fans here. Had no idea. Had no idea. And with that being said, and that's the place I'm coming from. Now, I've been exposed to more country music. I'm living here. You know, we have a bunch of country radio stations in this market, and one next door, WIL. Great country station. But Newsweek magazine just put out an article with the title, Country Music's Popularity is at an All-Time High. Is that true? Country music's popularity is at an all-time high.
I think so. I think Beyonce just put out that country song. So you're seeing your Lil Nas X teaming up with Tim McGraw, or not Tim McGraw, but
Billy Ray.
Billy Ray. You're seeing all sorts of collaborations from other genres, which I think is really welcoming and inclusive. So yeah, I think it's at an all-time high.
And Newsweek mentioned the influx of stars like Beyonce and Lana Del Rey. They have now entered the country scene. Newcomers like Zach Bryan are the reason for its surge in popularity.
I think the reason of the surge in popularity is the broadening of what's considered country.
Yeah, it's becoming more pop.
And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, that's the genre is.
Well, country's
has
gone
a
through
bigger
this phase
scope.
a lot, where it'll go traditional, and then it gets to the pop, like the late 70s, it turned into pop country, and then it kind of went back to traditional late 80s, and then now it's getting back to the pop again.
Listen, they also pointed out that country music was the third fastest growing streaming genre last year with over 106 billion streams.
Wow.
Now, that's a 23.7% increase over the previous year, only behind world music, which has K-pop under that umbrella, and Latin music. Now, Billboard magazine put out an article with some very impressive country stats. Morgan Wallen's record, One Thing at a Time, was the most popular album of any genre in 2023.
Jeez.
Any genre.
But I mean, all that is, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but that's like, it's like country Ed Sheeran. You know what I'm saying? It's like those are pop songs. It's
Couldn't-
like,
I
here's-
couldn't
here's-
tell you.
Here's a pop record.
But it's under the country umbrella.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying, like, depending on the time, if that was in a different decade, it would have been released slightly differently.
Okay, so Morgan Wallen had the most popular record last year. He also had the most popular record in 2021 with Dangerous, the double album. And the Dangerous album is still fifth most popular in 2023.
Like, if Ed Sheeran wasn't a redhead from Britain, his next record would be a country record. Country record. You know what I'm saying? They could release it as a country record. Spin it just a little bit, throw an accent or a subject matter in or something like that, and you can market it as a country record.
Morgan Wallen's One Thing at a Time spent a total of 18 weeks as the #1 album. That's the most weeks at #1 since Adele's 2021. Adele's 21 spent 18 weeks in 2011, 2012.
Wow.
Out of the 10 most popular albums of 2023, Taylor Swift had 5, Morgan Wallen had 2, and SZA, Travis Scott, and Metro Boomin had 1 each. Are we counting Taylor as country? Because if so, that's country landslide.
I don't. I think she's completely pop now.
Yeah, but I think did they re-released her first record, right? Which was country.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that.
Also, the lifestyle of country. I mean, they really do, just even in this building, country radio is active, right? They still invite program directors to come to the award shows. They still want to have record reps talking to program directors at radio stations. They have such a great relationship with the stations that are country. More so than rock. I mean, you just see it. Like our boss, Tommy, he also programs WIL, and that dude's going to CMAs and going to Honolulu to meet with
He was just in
execs.
Nashville last week.
Just in Nashville. So they are very much nurturing the culture.
Did you talk to him about his Nashville trip?
No. Did he have a good time?
He did.
Did he wear a cowboy hat?
I can't
I
see
don't
Tommy
think
wearing a
so.
cowboy hat.
I
on his head.
But I could, but I could, can you see Tommy having a good time in Nashville?
I can, yes.
What are the stats there, though? Because everything I read last year, it was that country radio was struggling.
Oh, no.
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
I didn't say country music. I said country radio.
No, I don't think so at all. They're I mean, we have people in this building that are always on the phone, they always have guests in. WIL always has somebody coming in to play an acoustic guitar each
I don't
week.
mean here. And I mean nationwide.
Oh.
We are an anomaly. This
Well,
building is an
yeah, 'cause
anomaly
they-
all over the market.
The country station in LA closed shop a few years ago, right?
I don't know.
And it was the biggest one in the.
But that's again like a coast. Maybe it's a Midwest thing.
Morgan Wallen's song Last Night had over 1 billion U.S. on-demand streams in 2023. That's the most in 1 year ever. And only the second song to ever eclipse the billion-stream mark in a year. Lil Nas X's Old Town Road featuring Billy Ray Cyrus broke the billion mark broke the billion mark in 2019. But yeah, I don't know. Listen, them's the numbers.
Classic country holds up too. I mean, Rafe single-handedly has introduced me to Waylon Jennings, and I've become a fan.
That feels good.
So
Feels good to hear and know.
for real. And that, and talking about
Waylon smiling.
he's
Yeah.
smiling.
You're welcome, Hoss.
Waylon smiling. Listen, and again, it was a big article in Newsweek, and Billboard's got the numbers to back it up. So
It's definitely a different time when Taylor switched from country to pop. Because I remember reading a quote that I was really appreciative of. Like she made a bold move there with that pop record, and they said like, hey, you did so well with country, you like at the top. Why wouldn't you keep going that and at least like make the record kind of a transitional record? And she said because if I try to make this record somewhat country and somewhat pop, I'll be good at neither of those things. And she's like, I have to focus on making a pop record so I can be the best at making this pop record.
yeah, that was the 1985. Is that what record did she go
1989.
pop? 1989. What?
Red, I think,
89?
was the other one.
I don't know.
Whatever
one
that
of those
first,
years.
Whatever
That's
that
what
first pop record was, she caught some backlash from,
Oh, yeah.
from the country
Anytime
fans.
you do anything different,
And she was
people
like,
hate change, man.
yeah, I forget what a quote was, but it's something like, if I'm chasing two rabbits, I won't catch either.
She wrote that.
She was wrong.
Yeah, she wrote
Eh,
that.
dummy.
She wrote that after our breakup. So everyone else is kind of doing the reverse Taylor. Beyonce and Lana Del Rey kind of went the other way. Like, dominate pop and then just be like, well, I'll go ahead and take over country too.
Yeah,
I mean, Darius Rucker did it too.
Darius Rucker, very successfully.
I saw a funny meme about Darius Rucker's face when people say, finally, a black person in country music when Beyonce made it. And it was just Darius going,
yeah, but
What was the
didn't
Taylor Swift record? 1989?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, 1989.
But didn't Darius like? I mean, he kind of lived it. I mean, he committed. He's
from the
committed.
South,
Do you
right?
feel like Lana Del Rey is only going to do country records from now on? I don't think.
No, I don't
so.
think
This
Beyonce's
is a
gonna do-
different manipulation. I don't.
I agree.
I don't.
He was in a
think
band with who?
Also
Lana Del
don't-
Rey and Darius Rucker.
I don't think the best country gets played on country radio. IMO, in my opinion. Like the Muscle Shoals. There's like a lot of really good traditional, like Sturgill Simpson and Jason Isbell. None of those guys sell out all over the country. sell out every show, and you won't hear us. You won't.
But
hear
that's
that
like
on
outlaw
radio.
country, right?
Kind of.
Don't they consider that outlaw country?
I think so. It's kind of had a resurgence, it's like Scott said, like in the '70s when Glenn Campbell and everybody was doing all this like really synthesized pop country. There's always pushback on that, and that's where like Willie and Waylon came from. They went to Nashville didn't want them. They went to Texas, started making their own music, and then there was a resurgence. And I feel like that's happening, and that could be the reason, because there's almost like two lines of country moving side by side that don't
like the
really,
pop country.
Yeah, and I think that the new outlaw country is also starting. People are starting to find it on their own because of streaming and stuff like that. So you've got like stadium bro country that gets a lot of radio play, like more pop country. I feel like the Lainey Wilsons and the Luke Combs and all that stuff. Luke's a little more traditional, but
Kenny Chesney.
I mean, your Jelly Roll's on country. You know what I mean?
Luke's been smart, and Luke's been smart enough to associate himself with a lot of the '90s stuff. That's all nostalgia. It's not too old.
Luke Combs.
Yeah, it's not Alabama, but he did things with Brooks and Dunn. He's done all this stuff with these '90s cats because like that is popping again.
Because that's now classic.
That's
country.
smart business.
Wow.
When you think of like Carrie Underwood being a metalhead and playing out with Guns N' Roses and kind of seeping in that way, there's a lot of just inclusion, and I like that. It makes me a fan of country music.
Yeah.
I saw what's her name? Carrie Underwood at an airport once.
Total babe.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Dang.
But talented.
Damn. That's a good-looking woman. Damn.
Yeah, her singing "How Great Thou Art" with Vince Gill on guitar. You can find the clip on YouTube. It's one of the greatest
Send it to
pieces
me.
of music in history, man. So good.
All right, today is March the 6th. Back in the day, 188 years ago, 1836, the Alamo fell. After a 13-day siege by Mexican forces, led by General Santa Anna, all 187 defenders, including Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie, were killed by the Mexicans. John Wayne played Davy Crockett in the 1960 film The Alamo. 128 years ago, 1896, a guy named Charles Brady King drove the first car on the streets of Detroit. And when it broke down, people yelled, "Get a horse!" True story. 125 years ago, 1899, Bayer patented aspirin. 74 years ago, 1950, Silly Putty was introduced as a toy by a guy named Peter Hodgson. It was invented in 1943 by James Wright in an effort to make synthetic rubber. 46 years ago, 1978, Hustler publisher Larry Flint shot and left partially paralyzed by a sniper in Georgia, where he was on trial for distributing obscene materials. 43 years ago, 1981, Walter Cronkite retires after 19 years as anchorman of the CBS Evening News. 42 years ago, 1982, what group hit #1, being the first all-girl band with a #1 album?
Spice Girls.
1982?
I'm sorry, no.
The Bengals.
No.
Oh.
#1 album.
Wilson Phillips?
It was the Go-Go's.
Go-Go's.
Oh,
Beauty and the
Go-Go's.
Beat. Beauty and the Beat hit #1 in the U.S., making the Go-Go's the first all-girl band with a #1 album.
We got the beat.
39 years ago, 1985, Mike Tyson's first professional fight ended with a knockout of a guy named El Hector Mercedes in the first round. And 26 years ago, 1998, The Big Lebowski hits theaters. And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Bright House Plumbing. Call the best, flush the rest, brighthouseco.com, 636-600-0188. The Doobie Brothers have been doing their 50th anniversary tour featuring Michael McDonald for about
St.
4
Louis'
years.
own.
And a new album is on the way. Pat Simmons writes on Facebook, "We are very close to finishing up an album worth of songs. Tom Johnson, Michael McDonald, John McPhee, and myself have composed a bunch of great songs that we're really proud of. And it is the first time in 40 years that Michael McDonald has recorded a whole album with the band. And in my humble opinion, it's turning out to be some of the best music that we've ever made together."
I'm going to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there on August 24th when the Doobies return to St. Louis at Hollywood Casino.
Who are they
Amphitheater.
playing with? Are they playing? Is it Chicago?
Chicago. Yeah. It's a great show. You have to go.
Is it during the week?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, okay.
Oh, no.
Spotify can now answer all of your burning questions with a new feature called Song Psychic, where users can ask a question from 9 different categories, such as school, friends, family, love, career, and life's greatest mysteries. After choosing a category, the user can pick from a selection of different questions, and then the question will then be answered with a song title. Do you guys ever do this? This is kind of weird. I put my Apple Music on shuffle, and I sometimes will internally ask like if I'm having like a problem or I'm working through something personally, I'll be like, music gods, send me a message to the next song I pick, and then I hit it. And then whatever that song is, I listen to it, and then I try to see if there's any sort of meaning that could be used for my problems.
No.
No?
I was with you until the problems.
No.
I did like back when I would do like a shuffle, or I had a 5-disc changer or something like
Yeah.
that. I'd be like, man,
Whatever comes up, though,
Give
I'm
me a
listening.
sign.
I'm just gonna roll with the wave here.
Yeah.
A little synchronicity.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, whatever it picks,
You know
I have
my
to listen
answer.
to it.
Yeah.
You know I'm there.
Yeah. You're the
I
same.
let DJ Steve Jobs ghost. Ghost Jobs tell me what's up. I just put
Yeah.
a song. I'm like, here's the genre. DJ Stevie,
Show me the way.
help a brother out. I'm a little. What do I do?
Obviously, my life is in shambles because of how I live.
Yep.
Of course, with the Spotify psychic, it's all fun and games. Even if there is a message, says, remember, the spirits are unreliable. Don't
Wait,
take
so
the Spotify.
what does this do? And
It's
where
a
do I
fun
find
little
this?
thing. It's Spotify. It's called Song Psychic. It's essentially you ask Spotify a question, and then it's going to generate a song to answer said question.
Yeah.
It's what I've been doing on my own for years.
Song
Spotify, should I fight my boss?
Psychic. And how do I do this?
You ask a question, and you can pick from a number of topics. It can be anything from your career to yourself to lunch. And then you choose a category, and then it'll play a song.
Song Psychic.
There you go.
Okay, get started.
Here we go. What are you going to ask it?
I don't know. What should I ask it?
What is it showing you?
What answers do you seek? School, family and friends, love, career, life's greatest mysteries,
Career.
my future, myself, style, or lunch?
Let's go lunch.
Lunch is a big.
Should we do
big
lunch?
important question? Yeah,
Lunch.
Hit
Is
it.
that what we're more interested in?
Yeah.
dude,
Okay,
very
lunch.
important.
Okay. What should I have for lunch?
It's generating.
Submit. Okay.
Does it have eerie
It's the
music?
longest Magic 8-Ball ever.
Dude, this is great.
Press to generate answers.
Go.
Okay.
Must be real psychics doing this.
What is that
Thanks.
spooky? Is that the spooky?
This is the, I don't know. This is what should I have for lunch?
You already asked that.
Cherry pie by Warren.
That thing is on point.
All right.
Nice.
This is real. This is real.
Hell yeah, brother.
Way to go, Riz. Epiphone has officially unveiled the Dave Grohl DG335, a more affordable version of Dave's signature guitar. You know this guitar because it's kind of a powder blue. It's available now for a whopping $1,300. Jay Weinberg has announced that he is joining Suicidal Tendencies. This announcement was yesterday. He was the ex-Slipknot drummer. I think this is awesome. So he's going to be joining Mike Muir as well as Robert Trujillo and playing with Suicidal Tendencies. Their first show will be on March 14th in Japan.
Robert Trio still playing with Suicidal Tendencies, even though he's in Metallica.
His son is playing with Suicidal Tendencies. He's playing with Infectious Grooves, which is Mike Muir's side band, which Jay Weinberg is also playing with them. So
Okay.
Robert Trujillo's son is playing with them. Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm is a guest on the song Mercy, a new single from the native Hal. You can check that video up on our blog. And she is co-headlining with I Prevail. We just announced this show yesterday. The Point presents Hailstorm with I Prevail on Wednesday, August 7th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Those tickets go on sale on Friday. Keith Urban has announced that he will be headlining the Illinois State Fair in Springfield.
Whoa, that's not far from here.
It's not. And Motley Crue will also be there. Jason Isbell, the 400 unit with Ashley McBride and Jordan Davis, and Ashley Cook will also be there. And tickets go on sale on the 9th.
So
at 10
Keith
a.m.
Urban and Motley Crue are the two big bands.
I found it interesting that Keith Urban is the headliner and Motley
as
Crue
opposed
isn't.
to Motley Crue being the
Yeah, I feel
headliner.
like they're a bigger name. I don't know. That's just my rock background. Sorry.
There's a lot of
I don't know,
Australians
I think
up there.
That, I don't know,
And will Nicole
Keith
Kidman
Urban,
be there? She's got to be.
I have no idea.
Tell me ask the Magic 8-Ball Spotify.
I think Keith
number.
Urban is probably has more mass appeal than Motley Crue.
Really? I can't
For a
name you
state
one.
fair.
I'm not sure
Keith
Motley
Urban
Crue
song.
has done themselves a lot of favors to be big headliners for those types of things. They've been touring and touring and touring and touring and touring, and this press, that press, this press, that press,
Right.
and not in a
Positive.
raise
In
the
a great
profile.
way.
Yeah, not in a raise the profile of the band sort of way.
I know,
Remember,
but they've been around for longer. So I guess there's kind of like,
I bet you though,
Seniority there.
fewer people have. I bet you people have seen Keith Urban out there fewer times than they've seen Motley Crue or had the opportunity to.
I can't
I
name
also
one
think
Keith
it's,
Urban
it's
song.
state fair. Keith Urban's the more mass appeal
Sure.
artist. I couldn't name you one Keith Urban song, but
He sold his music catalog for $500 million.
Keith Urban did? Already? Wow.
what's Keith Urban's most popular song?
I don't know, but I'm sure you've heard it.
I don't know.
That one song.
Scott, name a song from Keith
Does
Urban.
anybody know?
He's never been a guy I've gotten into, like his guitar work, but I always feel like he's the guy that tried rock and roll. It didn't work for him, so he went
Exactly.
pretending
He's a
country.
great guitarist.
Yeah,
20
he's a great
number one
guitarist.
singles, including Start a Band, Once in a Lifetime.
Blue Ain't Your Color,
Nah.
Making Memories of Us, You'll Think of Me, Days Go By, Somebody Like You, Straight
Days
Line,
Go
Wild
By
Hearts.
is good.
Days Go By is probably the one people would recognize.
Huh?
Yeah,
It's
Days Go
definitely-
By is a
I
really
don't
good
know.
song.
I don't know.
Days Go By was 2004.
Yeah.
Guys, I've talked about it a lot on this show. I absolutely love the new Queer Eye that's on Netflix. I watch these episodes. There's a new season out from New Orleans. I cry every time. It is a great show. And I feel of all of the people on that show, I am very similar to Jonathan Van Ness, and this confirms it. There was a new report from Rolling Stone magazine that says Jonathan Van Ness causes a lot of trouble because he has rage issues.
So is he the Ellen of Queer Eye?
I believe so now. This is coming out.
So he's got this like bubbly persona. Everybody loves
He's the
this
best.
guy, and
Yeah.
but behind the scenes, he's a friggin' monster.
A source says there's a real emotion of fear around them when they get angry. It's almost like a cartoon where it oozes out of them. It's intense and scary. The source adds that Van Ness is a yeller and gets into screaming matches with someone at least once a week. That includes crew and fellow cast members. Another source says that
so
none
he's
of the cast
unpleasant to be
members
around.
are close. How is it not obvious to everyone that none of these people are friends? None of them. They don't hang out socially, and they all live very different lives, which hurts me because when you watch that show, I love each one of those
You think
guys
they're all
so
buds?
much. I do. I want to believe that they're all
They all
buds.
live in a house together.
They do, at least to do the show, yeah.
Like there's the Queer Eye house where
Yes. They have a beautiful mansion in New Orleans that they all just live in.
they all live in.
Yeah.
And they
Like,
all,
people think that we live all together, by the way.
We do.
They yell from bedroom to bedroom. Good night, Jonathan.
Like we all have a small house in South City. That
Yeah.
We,
How
Good night,
terrible would that
Riz.
reality show be?
That would be
Good night,
awesome.
Lern.
yeah. Good night, Moon.
Good night, Moon.
Good night, Rafe. Good night, Scott. Huh?
This new docuseries we've been talking about called Quiet on the Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, which is coming to a Discovery. It's all about the culture of Nickelodeon shows. It's coming out, and one of the stories that we're going to get to hear is from Drake Bell. He claims that he was sexually abused by a Nickelodeon dialogue coach when he was underage. And the alleged offender is a person named Brian Peck, who worked on shows like All That and The Amanda Show. He was arrested in August of 2003 on more than a dozen charges related to an alleged sexual abuse of a minor.
Yeah, this is that big documentary that's
It's a docuseries,
Yeah, that's gonna blow the doors off all those
Nickelodeon shows.
Nickelodeon kid shows.
It airs on March 17th and the 18th. And again, it's called Quiet on the Set.
Jonathan Van Ness from
Yeah.
Quincy.
He is
Illinois?
Quincy, Illinois.
No way.
And has my birthday. I love Jonathan
From Quincy,
Van Ness.
huh? Another black eye for Quincy.
That's awesome.
He's the pride of Quincy,
Is
Illinois.
he the pride?
To me, he is.
Hey,
he a
shout
horse
out to
guy?
Quincy. I know we got a lot of listeners up there.
Yeah. I
They
love
love
you,
horses
David.
up here.
They hate it when we talk about it.
I know.
Hate it. I've heard from multiple people like, hey, keep Quincy out of your mouth.
Quincy's a great town, great little
really
downtown area. Jamie Foxx is resuming his hosting duties of the Fox game show Beat Shazam. Is this the one that you and Tony were on?
Yes.
Along with his daughter, Corrine, she's going to be returning as the DJ during Fox's absence because of his health issues that we still don't know much about. Nick Cannon hosted and Kelly Osbourne stepped in to spin records. Beat Shazam will premiere on May 28th.
Yep. Won 14 grand.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Did you guys have to divide that or did you? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And after taxes, it wound up being like $100.
Good for you.
Worth it.
I got some sound for this next story. Lindsay Lohan was promoting her upcoming rom-com called Irish Wish. She stopped by The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, where she provided an update on her baby. And she told the story of how she became best friends with Steph and Aisha Curry and how they agreed to be her son's godparents.
Okay.
How old is he now?
He's 7.5 months.
So Blue Eyes godparents are Steph and Aisha Curry?
Yeah. So my husband knows Michael Mina, the chef, and we were in Dubai, and Michael Mina kept saying to Bader, he was like, you need to introduce Lindsay and Aisha. I need them to meet. So she happened to be coming to Dubai, and we met, and we just clicked right off the bat. She's been with me since, I was like, I really want to have kids soon, and then I got pregnant, and then, so it was very fitting.
Ah,
How
yes.
fun is that? I mean,
Lifelong friends to become the godparents of your kid.
I mean, wouldn't
Or
you
is
want
it because they're famous?
your godfather to be Steph Curry? I mean, that's cool as hell.
And it's not really a binding thing, being a godparent.
It's not. Are you a godparent to anyone?
No.
You had to think about it.
No, I'm not.
Not that I'm aware
Not
of.
that I'm
Love it,
aware
dude.
of.
4 former Twitter
Are
employees.
you, Rafe? Are you
He
are
is
you
the godfather.
I don't think so.
Moon? I don't think so.
Might be.
Multiple.
Are you really?
Yeah. I got good uncle energy. Seems
That's
like
true.
if we pass away, your fun uncle can raise you.
I would love to be somebody's godmother. I'm just dying for it, man.
See, that's the thing I wish, like, we don't
Be my
have that
godbrother
really.
if you want.
Okay.
Okay,
It's more of a Catholic thing, right?
Never had one. Cool.
My kids don't have godparents.
Really?
No. No, I mean, I mean, it's not like. I think it's a more of a Catholic thing, like
Yeah.
who's there for the baptism.
Oh, yeah.
The godparents.
My older two do have godparents. It was important at that moment.
At that moment, yeah, but it's not like when we pass away, they're going to the godparents.
Well, if you passed away, who would get your kids? Your brother?
I mean, I got my brother, I got my wife's brother.
Okay.
If my kids want to live in a mansion, they go to my wife's brother.
Okay, great.
They want to live in Overland.
Then go to Scott's.
Yeah, they go to, or they go to Uncle Rafe's in Tower Grove.
Yeah, my
pop
kids are
in.
going to you, just so you know.
No,
All 19
no
of them.
more room.
It is written.
No more room.
4 former Twitter employees are suing Elon Musk for unpaid severance. The 4, which includes their former CEO and CFO of Twitter, say Musk shorted them out of $128 million in severance after firing them when he took over the company. The Hill reports that the exec's legal team claims their contract stated that they were entitled to severance pay if Twitter became no longer a public company. When Musk took over the company private in 2022, he did not pay them. So this is in a contract. I imagine he's going to lose this if it's all in
Well,
writing.
somebody's asking, was Jeff the godparent of my kids? No. Jeff was the third emergency contact.
That's right.
Remember, so Jeff was the third in line for emergency contact for the school.
Yeah,
Nice.
because we knew
For
he
the
didn't
kids.
screen his calls.
Well, I'm like, Jeff, you're not first or second. You're third.
Yeah.
Like, of the other two people who are more responsible than you,
But you're on the list.
because he lived the closest to me.
That's cute.
On the list.
He was
made the list.
so honored.
I bet. Yeah, it is
was
an
so
honor.
honored.
And finally, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, freaked all of us out yesterday whenever both social media sites went down. I don't know. Are you guys okay? I mean, it was down for like 3 hours.
What happened was I went home and I took a nap.
Really?
I was like, I
you couldn't
can't.
deal?
I left to work early.
I can sleep this
Could
off.
you even?
I left work early
couldn't
and I had
even.
to sleep it off.
Oh, man.
Well,
Hopefully, this is a nightmare. When I wake up,
that it's
Instagram
over?
will be back.
Well, it is over. A statement from Meta said, earlier today, a technical issue caused people to have difficulty accessing some of our services. We resolved the issue as quickly as possible for everyone who was impacted, and we totally didn't hack your accounts, and we apologize for any inconvenience. And that is your crap on celebrities.
Hey, before you hit the birthdays, Robin Wright.
Love her.
We love Robin Wright, Princess Buttercup, Jenny from Forrest Gump. She was, I don't know what she was promoting, but she was on the Today Show last week. And I got into discussion with my buddy about Jenny from Forrest Gump. Was Jenny the villain in Forrest Gump?
There's all kinds of Reddit threads dedicated to this, that she was
Like,
not a
Jenny
good
was the
person.
villain in Forrest Gump. She strung Forrest along basically throughout his whole life. Yeah, she was somewhat protective of him, but come on. She took advantage of him.
How?
Is she guilty of sexual assault? I don't know. Then when she's on death's door and Forrest is crazy rich, she reveals that her son is his. How convenient. How convenient.
You know, let's just glean over her horrible sexual childhood trauma
Right.
that they touch on in the movie that caused her to be that way. That caused her to be to have abandonment and avoidant issues.
Yeah. Sorry it's not all rainbows for everybody. Sorry she had a complicated existence.
Is it okay to have a kid though and not tell the father until you need it? Until you need him?
Oh yeah,
Well, she was dying.
that was my biggest thing.
What you mean,
oh,
man? Like that? I mean, that's something you can't ignore.
There's probably plenty of people listening that have had children that did not tell the father. But if they were on their deathbed, maybe they would. I don't know.
What did Forrest do to her that she wouldn't tell him?
This man is a father,
And rich.
and
He invested in a fruit company.
But wasn't he rich way before
Yes.
he
And he
was
had the
born?
shrimp company.
Yeah, he was.
He was rich before he was born.
what?
Right?
Who was rich before?
I
he was
don't-
born?
Wasn't
She was like
when they
waiting
had
tables.
sex,
She was waiting tables and living in a small apartment for years, where she could have gone to her. Forrest was rich way before baby Forrest was born.
Most of the stuff is a total stretch here, but like I cannot ignore that is something that is not okay in my book.
I'm not okay with it either.
I'm not okay with that, and it's not something to gloss over and be like, oh, she had trauma or she had this. Like, what's that have to do with not telling Forrest he's a papa until he's
well, she was trying to
kids
handle it
10?
herself. I don't think she was trying to get pregnant.
Handle it
Right? Like
but-
she wasn't forcing a baby inside. It was just she had sex with Forrest. She happened to get pregnant. She was trying to deal with that on
Why
her
would
own.
she keep him from Forrest?
She may not.
And why is that okay? Why is it okay to have the decision?
Maybe she
to
didn't
not
want to
tell
impede his
somebody?
life because he was so successful. She didn't want to bring that to his life because he was living his life and it would seem to be great on the public eye. And she was like, "Oh my God, I have this baby. I don't
also
want
the
it."
80s, dude. Like when DNA tests weren't. She may not have been 100% sure.
Yeah, that's
She's
true.
kind of living a wild life, bruh.
I guess Maury wasn't
makes
on
sense,
air
yeah.
yet, right?
Jenny Wild, cuh.
She was wild.
She was probably like, oh, this could be Forrest's, but I don't want to throw that on him.
Forrest Gump, you are the father.
We all knew it anyway.
I'll be running. Just runs out of the studio and runs for the next 4 years.
Somebody says, I see Jenny as the hero. I don't see her as the hero. I just think she's a complex person. I think that's more realistic to think about than Forrest Gump, who had all these amazing things that happened to one man. Like, Jenny was the reality of that movie.
Yeah.
We are all complex people.
I don't like that.
We
she
all
kept
have a story.
Little Forrest from
Well,
him.
that's okay.
That's not
I will
okay.
let you. That's your feeling. I like your feelings.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Jacob Bertrand, that's Hawk on Cobra Kai, is 24. Alicia Bowe, that's Jessica on 13 Reasons Why, is 27. Tyler, the Creator, is 33. Bubba Sparks is 47. Shaquille O'Neal is 52. D.L. Hughley is 61. Tom Arnold, two first names, is 65. Rob Reiner is 77. Martin Cove, the Karate Kid villain, Cobra Kai instructor John Kreese, is 78. And David Gilmour of Pink Floyd legendary fame is 78 years old.
Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Heather Gables. And today's birthday girl has been in 258 fine films, including One Whore Plus One More. She was in Assaroni, The Ass Watcher 2, Breaking 'Em In 7, Daddy's Worst Nightmare 12, Don't Tell Daddy, The House of Horrors 3, The Sexual Illuminati. She was in Sleeping Beauty 2 and Who Can Forget a Role in 2005's Weapons of Mass Destruction 4. Heather Gables is 41 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Moon, some emails?
Surely.
I know we haven't done emails in a couple days. Those have been building up. It is straight up 8 o'clock. It's Wednesday. Riz Show presented with the Fast Lane. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest race of 2024 is Sunday, June 2nd. Time to lock in your NASCAR Cup Series tickets now at www.raceway.com. Crash 270 westbound at Limburg. There's also delays 270 westbound between, it looks like 70 and Olive. Average speed down to about 70 miles an hour. On the eastern front, we have a left lane blocked due to debris on the road 44 eastbound at Vanaventer. Your point forecast today, dry and mild, high of 62. Right now it's 44 at the Point Studio.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to the 314 Day Foundation for dropping us off these giant bags full of 314 Day swag.
Uh-huh.
I mean, giant bag. Everything from T-shirts to
emo socks.
Yeah.
I got some more
Red Hot
riblets.
Riplets.
These Dad's cookies, the Scotch oatmeal cookies. So
Gooey
good.
butter cake.
I've already had 6.
Thanks for helping us kick off 314 Day events. So 314 Day is next Thursday?
That's right.
Okay, so a week from tomorrow.
And the Alabama Dirtbags are playing a big show.
Enjoy this bag of swag and share the STL love on your channels. Yeah, a whole bunch of STL brands.
Yeah, white.
Great Rivers Greenway, Four Hands Brewing, Jefferson National Parks Association, Goshen Coffee, Emos, Gooey Louie, Yelp St. Louis, Golden Gems, Dad's Cookies, Fitz's Root Beer, Bar K, Purina, Pappy's Barbecue.
And they give us the full size, too, of the barbecue.
What is it? Is this T Voila?
Yeah, T Voila, I guess.
That's the
I'm
cup with
excited
the
to try
T
that.
built in, right?
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of stuff going down. Celebrate St. Louis March 9th through the 14th.
Got a lot of great local businesses in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. And dude,
We're lucky.
they hooked us up. That's pretty awesome, those bags.
Yeah, these are nice.
So thanks to the
not
314 Day Foundation, and thanks to all those brands there. We'll, if we could post...
I'll do an unboxing. I'll do all of it after
Cool.
the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they put a little QR code here
Okay.
to scan, put on the socials. But thank you guys very much. That's much appreciated. All right, before we get to emails, let me ask you guys a question. What current trend or behavior has escalated beyond control? What current trend or behavior has escalated beyond control? I was thinking about this last week, and I've come up with a list of things that I think are out of hand.
Okay.
I think I know the top one.
Go ahead. What do you think, Scott?
People assaulting fast
yes.
food workers. That seems to be a big trend.
Yeah,
right
it is
now.
a trend.
Yes.
And listen, I got a story where it goes the other way, by the way, where you have fast food employees assaulting customers. In fact, headline, Dunkin' employee follows and shoots at customer who requested refund.
Oh, my gosh.
That one's out of North Carolina.
Is that in the policy?
A North Carolina Dunkin' employee is accused of following a dissatisfied customer and shooting at him in traffic after he requested a
gosh.
refund.
Well,
Overreaction? The customer was unhappy with the speed of service, wanted a refund. The employee took umbrage to that. Customer leaves. Employee follows him, fires multiple shots at his truck.
oh, boy.
Oh, man. Yes, overreaction.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Maybe being in front of customers is not for you.
Customer service gig not in the future.
Maybe you're a behind the scenes guy.
Yeah. Hey, maybe NASCAR or something would be good for him.
Maybe dealing with the public is not it should not be your thing.
Yeah.
We'll put you behind the scenes. No, that's a good one though.
Okay.
Is pickleball has that escalated beyond control?
Seems like it.
Maybe, but it seems like a good thing.
Okay, that's a good
Doing
thing.
pretty well, man.
That's a good thing. Graduation ceremonies at every grade level. I think that's
Yes.
out of control.
Really?
That's not happening.
Like
Yes, it
preschool,
is.
grade
What the heck
school,
are you
middle
talking
school.
about? Nobody does that.
Yes, they do.
Every grade level.
Every grade level. That seems to be a thing.
I've put a
Thatcher's
lot of-
graduating fourth grade.
I put a lot of
Nah.
kids through
Let's have a
school, and
party.
none of this has ever happened.
Grade school, middle school, high school.
This
when
is
it's happening,
false
right?
rage. False rage.
I just had middle school and high
Does
school.
there really need to be a middle school graduation?
No, there does
Eighth
not.
does
grade
not.
one?
None of my
Yeah.
kids have had middle school graduation. None. You know what they had? Preschool, high school. That's it.
We had an 8th grade graduation.
We didn't have. Well, I think Catholic schools did that a lot, right?
Maybe.
But that was usually because you were leaving the middle school that was Catholic to maybe a different school that
Right.
maybe
High school,
wasn't.
which you were there from kindergarten.
The only thing we had like a celebration, but it wasn't like it was at school. It was like
Preschool, high school. That should be it.
That's
it. We don't need an elementary school graduation. We don't need a middle school graduation.
What about college graduation?
Yeah, do we need college?
Fine.
I don't know if the college one's
school?
necessary
Fine.
either. Why do they have the college one?
Dude, my wife said that her mom was upset that I think she said her mom was upset that she didn't walk for college, but she's like, I don't care.
Those things
I'm
are
not
so
here for
I'm
a
an adult
ceremony.
now.
I'm not here for a ceremony. I'm here for a diploma.
Yeah,
Get me
mail
out of
it
here.
to me.
Somebody in the chat said gender reveal parties. I agree.
Yeah, those
It's out of control.
were dumb.
Yeah,
beginning.
those have escalated beyond control.
I'm happy people enjoy doing it. I just don't want to be invited.
I've never been invited to one. I hopefully will never be invited to one.
Yeah, I don't want to get shot, so I've never been to one.
I don't need you to shoot a 3-pound block of tannerite with a high-powered rifle that will explode into blue dust to tell me that your wife is pregnant with one of 2 possible outcomes.
Well, and it's only special to the parents, right? And maybe the grandparents.
Sure.
Just invite them.
Just the pageantry of it's out of control.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I think.
Just get it. Just tell people.
I also think engagement parties are a waste.
Oh, people are having engagement parties?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
What do you do there? Is that a gift
I've never
thing?
been to
That sounds
one
like
of
a
those.
gift thing.
Yeah, it's a gift thing.
I accidentally
I
showed
see.
up to one of my friends.
To
one
an
time.
engagement party?
Yeah, I didn't know. We were going to Antonino's just for dinner, Tim and I, and walked in, and it's a former coworker of ours, and she was having her engagement party.
Well, I
And
mean,
you
what is
weren't
that
invited?
about? Because then you have the
You weren't
bridal-
invited?
No,
crashed- you
she didn't
crashed
know
the
it was
party.
happening. It was like the guy had set it up.
Oh, God.
Even
And then it was
cuter.
even more awkward because we were there, and it was like, okay.
She thanked you for coming.
Yeah,
You're like,
Oh, my God.
I didn't even think you liked me.
The gift is in the
I
mail.
was just really hungry. Now I got to focus on this.
Okay, engagement, unnecessary. It's just another gift-giving thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're already having a bridal shower, right? And then you got the wedding.
Maybe this is to include the people that you know you're not going to invite in the wedding, and it's a way to get a gift out of them.
No, if you're
That's
invited
terrible.
to the engagement party, you're close enough to be invited to the wedding, I would
Right.
think.
I would think
No,
so,
not
too.
necessarily. Like maybe it's one of those like a small wedding, but they want to have a big giant party.
How insulting to be invited to the engagement party and not the... So celebrate the engagement, but you're not allowed to celebrate the actual nuptials.
Yeah, give me a gift, but you don't get
Wild.
pasta.
Out of control. Out of control.
I'll present my own kind to this list. Birthday celebrations. I am
Yes,
the person to do it.
sister.
I do it, and I'll own it. I love a birthday, but we are out of control.
Out of control.
Yeah,
You
lost
know?
the plot.
And I know. Next year's my 40th. Might as well call off the whole year.
Yeah, that's a big one, though.
Yeah, that's
You
a big
deserve-
one.
big
That'll
one.
be-
You deserve a cool party.
And I've
for
been
that.
saving for it, but it's out.
Where are we going? We going somewhere?
I got a whole.
The
yeah.
funny thing about
Are we
plan-
going on a trip?
No.
Here's
we'll
the
be in
funny
St.
thing.
Louis.
You got a whole thing?
This is the funny thing about her specific birthday.
Bring it up.
She is planning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She won't
Years in
relinquish the
advance.
control to let someone else plan her 40th birthday.
I want to
party.
invite you into my world.
She is taking the reins.
Is it
which
okay
think
if I plan your
Which
birthday?
I respect. It is just like you're absolute control.
So I had a buddy who was turning 40, and I hope he's listening and he
Great.
knows who he is. I planned his entire 40th birthday.
Great friend.
I had whole thing. Sure, we were going to end up on the east side.
Hell
But that
yeah.
was only part of the evening.
Yeah.
His wife found out the plans, canceled the entire thing.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
That's
Said nope.
unfortunate.
Said nope.
Well,
Nope. Not doing that. I go, okay.
40 will be the end. I will.
Well, then we'll do a
forego-
50th. We'll do a
Maybe.
50th.
it's a good friend thing to plan a 40th birthday party for somebody?
I do. Yeah, I think that's really nice of
I
you.
guess I
to
had no
do
good
that.
friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
me
I had a whole-
either.
I had a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I had my 40th
You hear this?
rocked.
You
dude.
hear this, Scott? He did a whole thing. He did a
Yeah.
whole thing for
But I
somebody
planned
else's
my own
40th.
whole thing. I'm saying
And
thinking
that
about
was
it.
the
I
night.
took some
We're the same.
onus. I took a little bit. Not
That was-
quite to the extent you are, but
What wound up happening is that's the night I wound up in St. Charles at that club, and I was sitting in the VIP section, and they go, "You're not a VIP." I go, "There's nobody here."
That's right.
That's awesome.
Place is ridiculous.
I,
They've got velvet ropes for empty places.
yeah, the place was empty. I want to sit on the couch, and the guy goes,
Not for you.
this is VIP."
And you are not.
There's the velvet rope. I go, "There's."
I know the place you're talking to. They even have a curtain.
I turned around. I looked like it was like John Travolta.
It was ever
You
there.
know the
Pulp
John
Fiction?
Travolta in Pulp Fiction gif when he looks around?
Yeah.
What?
I go, "There's nobody here." They go, "Sir, you have to leave."
Gladly.
Here's another thing that's out of control. The points slash like perks app for every store or restaurant.
Yeah.
Out of
there's
control.
Too many.
I agree
Too
with
many.
that. I agree with that hard.
I don't, and that's why I don't participate.
Me neither.
Yeah, and I've been pushing back on that too, and I think we're costing ourselves. I think our attitude is costing us.
I know. We need to just give in and do it.
Yeah,
we're going to save 15%.
Yeah, exactly. They're all trying to keep up with one another, but our rebellion is only costing us. Why shouldn't I
don't
be
want
a
to lose
loyalty
money
member?
on this.
Yeah, right. Basically, now they've made it's so ubiquitous that if I'm not a loyalty member, I'm paying more than I should.
I love the word ubiquitous.
Right? It's become such a standard for all these things that, like, it's almost like their normal prices are the loyalty program prices.
Yeah. Well,
I have to be on a loyalty program, so here's my email so I can pay normal prices.
Did you see Target is setting up a subscription where you can pay like $30 a month to Target?
For what?
And get all sorts of perks? I don't know.
no, I don't need to join another club.
They're trying to go up against Amazon and people's fluctuation with spending.
I brought my daughter to that store, Ulta.
Yes.
Oh,
So
It's
Ulta,
the best.
Ulta broke after that.
That's right.
It's so expensive. All that stuff.
She
Sephora,
went
Ulta.
in. She had her own money. She wanted it. There was something she wanted to get. Dad, can you bring me to Ulta for my little princess? Yes.
How much did she spend?
It was like $60 for whatever she wanted.
for
I don't
her.
know what she wanted. She wanted a whole bunch of things. Okay, fine. And I go to the checkout. They said, "Would you like to become an Ulta member?"
Yes.
I said, "Why would I want to do that?"
I'm an Ulta member, and you do get cash off, especially when you're spending as much as we're spending.
Right.
You get like $10 off.
Why
in
would I
like
wanna do that?
5 years.
No thanks.
That's a lot, man.
There's a lot of good perks with it. You even get security if you're international. You could pull that out.
No.
I don't know what it was. My daughter got something. It was no bigger than this big. It was the size of a finger, like this. And I was like, "How much is that?" I'm thinking like $8 is gonna be expensive. She's like, "I got it on sale for $35." I was like, $35
On sale.
Yeah.
On sale.
I'm in the wrong business.
No, I like that place because you can buy their testers for a much cheaper price.
Yes. If you like her, who likes herpes?
Tim went to Ulta with me last week, and I guess he'd never really paid attention to makeup aisles before. And I was looking for a new concealer or something, and he goes, "Wait a minute. You guys just test? You guys all use like the same stuff?" And I go, "Well, yeah, there's like little individual mascaras that you can individually have to test the mascara out." He was blown away by the fact that women are going up into Ulta and
Putting
trying
your
things
fingers
on.
in things and then putting them on your lips.
Yes, they are.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
But we look so good.
How much E. coli is in that?
Well, we don't want to think about it.
You want to put poopy on your lips? Here you go.
Here it is.
Put your finger in this. Okay, so the points and perks apps for every store and restaurant out of control. Obviously, people freaking out on airplanes, causing planes to be diverted. That seems to be a new thing. Out of control. Now, this one I thought about because I do like to gamble. Like I do like the sports gambling. But is it out of control? Has it escalated beyond control? Because now it's part of every sports broadcast, both, during the game, on commercials. It's also part of the sports discussions leading up to a game. Is it out of control yet? Maybe we're getting there?
I don't know anybody.
I do partake.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
You're maybe my only friend that does that.
Yeah, I do partake in that stuff. And you don't know anybody because it's the sports book stuff is not legal here yet in Missouri.
Oh.
I mean, sure we do have, you FanDuel, but you don't get get access to all the stuff unless you're in Illinois. I don't know.
You know what's out of control? Podcasts. Everybody has a podcast.
Everybody does.
And none of them, or I shouldn't say
Not
that.
all of them need them.
Not all of them need them. I used to have a podcast, and it's gone. And it's never coming back. So there you go. It's just, why? Why does everybody need to have a podcast? We have a podcast of this show. That's great. That's for people who can't listen for the full duration.
Somebody suggested that my wife and I do a podcast. Okay? And we actually have one episode in the can, which will never see the light of day.
What was it about?
Oh, boy.
It was just about just us chopping it up about, life.
Huh.
So a lot of times podcasts can be used this day and age when people, you're like, why would you have a podcast? Sometimes it's a good business card.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not about numbers. It's not about like, oh, you don't have a podcast that gets $1 million and makes advertising revenue, then why would you have one? Sometimes it's a good business card for people to get stuff out there. You know what I mean? Like to have access to content. It's actually a pretty cheap way to host different pieces of content that can help your business or help whatever it is you're trying to do.
If it's good.
Yeah, it needs to be
worthwhile,
it needs to be well produced,
well
and
done.
you don't sound like a fool. But I'm just saying, like, the numbers don't always necessarily make sense. Just like music. It's hard to make money with music. You know, we talked about it's 1 million streams. You get 15 cents or something like that. A lot of people that are trying to sell Ulta products and necklaces and whatever else, they'll put out a record.
But there's already a podcast for that. Like they used to say there's an app for that. There's a podcast for everything that you want to make a podcast about right now. There's already one.
This was actually funny with my wife and I think it was the boss that was like, hey, why don't you guys go and do, and I go, okay, we'll try. This is right before this is in 2019.
Yeah.
And we sat in the studio and we did an hour-long podcast. We argued most of the time.
That's wild.
And then it
That
was...
should have been the name. It should just be the Argument Podcast with Scott Rizzuto and his wife.
And, we shut the microphones were shut off and we high-fived and said, this will never see the light of day. Destroy every copy of this.
Well, if podcasts are out of control, I'm going to throw comments in the ring. Comments are so out of control where I'm like, I know that's part of everything, but not everyone needs to hear, your opinions aren't that great, and not everyone needs to hear them all the time. Just save it up. Do the Doug and Steve Mutabi. Every time you want to leave a comment, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, what's up? 1, 2, 3, what's up? You don't have to say what's up. You don't have to. The people that put first, what are you doing with your life? Who are you and what the hell are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
When I get on YouTube and I just see first and I'm like, wow. Wow.
Do people still write that first?
That's amazing. That's such an old thing.
It's such a stupid thing. And people
I didn't realize people still did that.
I know.
People still did that. First.
It's all it'll say.
With nothing else.
Nothing.
Nothing else in the comment. Just it says first.
Yes, or like I would if you're thinking about leaving a comment that's negative or critiquing something, I would rather you go start a podcast. Go take that energy and go find out how hard it is to create something, and that no one wants to listen to your dumb opinion.
I want to go back to the first thing when somebody's saying first, like like their stats, like how many, like on the back of a baseball card.
Right.
Yeah,
like Mr. Ignorant 69 has 17 firsts.
511 Instagram firsts.
My friend made a funny sketch about that, about like the heroes of the internet heroes, and it's like these guys that live together, and that's all they do. They just leave.
I almost see it as humor. I assume when I see it now that it's like parody stuff. It's people just being goofy.
Yeah.
For the laugh.
I would like to think that. But
all right, this is all stuff that I think behavior or whatever is escalating beyond control. People asking for tips in a non-tipped job. McDonald's, Walmart, just for doing the job.
You know what? I'm going to get on Instagram now, and I'm just going to go, and I'm going to be the guy. It's going to be my new thing. I'm just going to comment first and never be first. Never.
That I could find some irony and some fun.
Simple plan. This one has 11,000 comments already.
First.
I did it.
Now that's
everybody
funny.
go like that post. I mean that comment.
Yeah, I do like that because everybody's claiming first, then nobody's first.
Here's La Finca coffee. That's in Eureka, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hang on. First, although I'm third.
All right, one more thing, and we're going to move on. In fact, we'll get to emails in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Because we got to get Kerber on.
Well, I'm busy anyway. Kirk Hammett. First. Got him.
I've heard this called main character syndrome. Mm-hmm. Where it's an epidemic that so many people think the world revolves around them. It's gotten worse in the last couple of years. The main character syndrome thing.
Yeah. You think it's gotten worse? It's the same, man.
No.
Dude, humans haven't changed. Humanity has not changed. It's just our access to the information and our understanding of it.
No, I think we go in cycles.
Yeah, I think so. But I think we're the main character thing. That's the same as it's ever been.
I don't know, man.
I just think we're able to see everybody. Their comments and their like we're just, I mean, now our periphery is so big, it's so broadened because now we're going on YouTube and seeing all these comments and people's attitudes and it's just I think it's magnified.
Yeah, because you throw that in like the extremely loud phone and FaceTime conversations, in public with zero regard for other people around you.
Oh, yeah. That's out of control.
Out of control.
People walking around on speakerphone or on FaceTime. Walking around the grocery store talking about God knows what.
Out of control.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I had my Bluetooth headphone thing in last night when I was shopping, talking to my wife, and you just feel like such a dummy.
Yeah.
I hold my phone up though, so people.
No, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You gotta see that as entertainment, though, man. If it bothers you that much, to take a deep breath and go, I'm in a TV show right now, and this is funny. This is a funny thing to write into the script.
That's main character syndrome.
Is that I have to endure? Yeah, that's the way to combat.
I'm in a TV show.
That's the way to combat when you're surrounded by a bunch of main characters. You just go, you know what? This is hysterical. This is funny.
I'm going to try to find humor on this.
This would be a funny thing to happen to me today. Is going to Schnucks and having to deal with somebody talking on a speakerphone in this aisle.
People do it on a plane right before takeoff. There's always like one guy that's like, gotta let everybody know he's a businessman. And if I had piano wire in my boot, I would take it out.
You go behind him.
I would slowly wrap it around my hands, and I would just go over the top of the seat, pull, and be like, I'm doing the world a favor right
Godfather
now,
style.
Yeah, I'd get him.
People driving like tool bags is out of control, too. I will be driving around, and people will just be backing up. I was at Waterway the other day. I'm in line. It was one of the pretty days I'm getting my car washed. I'm excited. It's going to be $400 to get my car washed. This person in front of me just starts backing up. And I'm going.
When you're in the line?
Yeah. And I go, okay, hey, it's your world. We're just living in it. Here we
Main
go.
character.
And then I had 3 cars behind me. I'm like, here we go. She couldn't wait for the next car to pull up just a little bit, and then they would have been able to get out. She just starts backing up. She needed to get out immediately.
What do they call it in the video games? The players that are not the characters.
NPCs,
that are,
non-playable characters.
Yeah, that's what you are.
Yeah.
You're a non-playable character.
Living in their world.
My son says that all the time. He's like, oh, so yeah, I was on the bus and this kid was just acting like an NPC and
Non-person of color. What is? I don't know what that means.
Non-playable.
Non-playable character.
Non-playable character.
And it's funny the video game references that come into real life these days.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. We'll come back. We got to talk to Chris Kerber. We'll get to emails. We also got a game to get to.
I like how my approach, to try to spin it into positive is main character, but he's murdering people over here.
You got piano
for being
wire.
Annoyed.
You're choking people out.
Player.
It's fine.
That's not main character video game energy.
Rafe is the final boss. Yeah.
No, he's GTA over there.
Right.
This guy annoys me.
I'll choke him out. All right, it's 8:33. Riz Show presented by the Fast Lane Traffic and Weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest race of 2024 is Sunday, June 2nd. Time to lock in your NASCAR Cup Series tickets now at www.raceway.com. Ooh, we got a lot of mess out there. Left lane blocked due to debris on the road, 44
Everybody
eastbound.
thinks they're the main character.
At Vanaventer. There's a main character blocking the right lane due to a stalled vehicle, 270 eastbound at Dorset. 55 has a whole bunch of trouble down by 270. There's also delays 270 eastbound between Tesson Ferry and Manchester. Average speed 30 miles an hour. Your point forecast, dry and mild today, high of 62. Right now it's 46 at the Point Studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Bartholomew Kerber.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Chris. And first off, want to thank you for coming out to Riz Show Live on this past Saturday over at the pageant. I know you had a busy day. You had a Blues game earlier. You made your way out to the pageant for us, and it's much appreciated.
Oh, listen, my pleasure. You guys are amazing. To put that show on in front of that kind of crowd, people really need to know, for you guys to get up every morning and do the show you do and then actually do that on stage, it takes energy and to constantly bring it. It was awesome to see that interaction. Kind of cool to watch. You guys do this stuff on the radio every single day, but it's got to be kind of neat to see the reaction live, isn't it?
Were you there? Yeah, dude, it was a magical night. It was a career highlight for me, at least, that evening. Did you see Rafe bring the house down with Fancy at the end of the night?
I did see him bring the house down. I really don't know what to say.
Well, I'll tell you what. You were undressing.
Other than I thought it was pretty impressive. You knew the whole damn song.
Listen, I saw you undressing Rafe with your eyes. That said enough.
He slid into my DMs, dude. Why are you trying to hide it now?
Yeah, you know what? I think we should keep some of that stuff just between us.
You're right, man.
What happens backstage stays backstage. Am I right?
I think that's the way it should be.
Also, got to thank our buddy, listener Sean. So today is National Oreo Cookie Day. Chris. And listener Sean, how many
11
packs?
boxes.
11 boxes of Oreos have been dropped off at the radio station.
And milk.
here.
And 8 of them are left.
Almond milk and cow milk.
Now, Chris, I started going back to the gym yesterday. This is not helping. Not helping with this.
No. Yeah, do you go into the gym or you just sit outside?
I just stand outside. I figure everybody else working out.
Yeah.
I'll catch some.
Yeah,
of
you gotta
catch
go
some
in.
of that.
Yeah, I took steroids. I just forgot the workout part.
Right.
Didn't work.
You an Oreo fan, Chris?
Love Oreos. I'm kind of partial to either the double stuff or even the really thin ones before the regular ones.
Yeah, we had a list of the top, like the Oreo flavors ranked, and actually the OG Oreo out of 28 was number 24. There's so many different flavors now, and cream
Yeah, but you know what's
combinations.
nuts? You know the one they don't do? They did at one point in time, and now you can't find them. And up in Canada, it's like maple cookies, like maple flavored.
I've had those.
They're amazing, and my daughter freaking loves them. So when we go up to Canada, I'll find like a box of maple cookies and bring them. One time I went for it was about a mile walk to a store that had them, and I bought like 10 boxes and flew them home. So I just kept them hidden from her. So every now and then I just pull out these boxes of cookies for her. But for whatever reason, Oreo stopped doing that one because you can't find it.
Chris has got an international Oreo maple cream smuggling ring.
Yeah, dude.
Right on.
Yeah.
We notice every time you got a game up there, you bring a box truck. It's very strange.
Yeah, well, it started with Patty's Irish whiskey and then morphed into maple cookies.
Yeah. Well, happy Oreo Day to you, Chris. Enjoy some double
Now,
stuff
here's
today.
the thing. Do you don't? I saw a meme actually recently where a guy put like an Oreo cookie in a glass and then put a little milk right up to the top of it, put it in the microwave, and it absorbed into the cookie. I didn't know if it was real or a joke, but it looked pretty cool.
Oh, I haven't seen that. No, the hack is you have a glass of milk and you stick the Oreo on a fork.
Yeah, like this.
So you stick the Oreo, the tines of the fork you put in between the two
on the
cookies,
cream. Yeah.
and you dunk that way.
Let me try it.
Moon's
Breaking.
trying it right now.
Oh, yeah, man.
And of course it works.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the whole thing goes in because, I don't have to, like,
It
have
doesn't slide
a
off.
little fingertip spot for
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to clean the fork. It's a cookie.
You have a
clean the
dishwasher.
fork.
Good point.
Look at that.
You have a dishwasher, Chris. You're not going out to the river.
But listen, by the time I put the Oreo cookie on a fork to dunk it, I could have dunked it and eaten it
All
already.
right,
No,
all right,
no, I'm
fine.
telling
This
you,
is a man who wants
try
to use
this.
his bare hands,
Yeah,
and I
this- yeah.
appreciate that.
I just tried it, and that's incredible. That's
Yeah, Moon
incredible.
doesn't
It
like to get
changed
his
the
fingers
flavor.
dirty.
Well, yeah, that's different. If you don't like to get dirty, that's a problem.
Well, no. So usually you're holding that little end, and that part never gets soaked. So you always have to. You want that wet
full
cookie.
saturation.
I want full saturation. I want full soak.
I get it.
I want to baptize the whole thing.
Listen, if you're a true Oreo cookie person, your fingers are going in the milk.
What
do you know about
the whole thing,
true
like a savage.
Oreo person?
Chris, where are you? Are you in Jersey, or are you staying in the city?
No, we're in New York City. We went from Philadelphia to Long Island. We stayed out in Garden City, about 4 miles away from where the rink is built, right next to Belmont Park. Bust in after that, so we're in New York. The team will be off today.
Yeah.
Now this is kind of they do this in some of the cities, like even New York Rangers. So if the New York Rangers were to come into downtown or have a practice downtown, they'll get day rooms at a hotel. So we're in the city now, and then tomorrow when the team buses out to the Prudential Center to skate, they'll skate there, and then they'll go to a different hotel just for the afternoon. So they'll skate. They'll have lunch at the hotel. They'll have day rooms. The guys will take a nap, and that way they're not dealing with traffic. So kind of a unique little twist to the trip.
Yeah, you guys do this every year. It's that East Coast swing. So it's, they were in Philly, Long Island, Jersey tomorrow, then Madison Square Garden for the Rangers on Saturday, and then up to Boston, right, to play the Bruins?
Yeah, there's been
a long
sometimes
trip.
you might do. Yeah, it is a long trip. It's 5 games in 9 days. The first 2 are back to back, and so after getting a 2-0 lead last night, laid an egg and
Yeah.
You know, they allowed 4 unanswered there. So that one was tough because L.A. lost in overtime, Nashville lost in overtime. So instead of gaining a point and moving to 4 points out of a playoff spot, they actually lost a point to fall back to 6. But sometimes you might do a Washington Philly trip. You might do Boston type, then Buffalo or something. Every now and then you'll get one like this where you'll hit all of them. And like the travel between the Eastern Conference teams and the West teams, it's not even close.
Right.
I mean, you're on the plane for 45 minutes. You're busing between cities. Sometimes they take a train, you know, and it's a flight, and sometimes really long ones everywhere in the West. So a unique one for the team in that sense. And then, you know, the real challenge is I shouldn't say challenge. The pressure point is the fact that the trade deadline is Friday. So
yeah, and that's what I'm going to ask you.
St. Louis time, it'll be Friday.
I'm going to ask you, you know, trade deadline is Friday. Will Pavel Buchnevich be a Blue at the end of Friday?
I think he will. No, I mean, having not been in the room, I could always be wrong, but I think he will. The moment you're trading that guy is the moment you're looking for the next one, and players like that are just hard to find. You've got him under contract next year. He plays a 200-foot game. He's a heck of a player. Now, I guess if a team offers the moon, you'll consider it. But I don't see a teams with the cap spaces the way it is, and you know, frankly, the cost I would think in terms of draft picks and player coming back. I have a hard time seeing that trade happen.
Well, if it's a big package of you know what somebody said, long-term assets, maybe.
Yeah, but you got to think. Here's the thing to remember: even if you get a first-round pick, and let's say it's a first-round pick from a team that goes pretty deep, so maybe you're picking 27th, 28th, 29th with that first-round pick. You've got to have a high-end prospect that's coming back because you need some help on the immediate side. Otherwise, that this kind of rebuild, if they miss the playoffs this year, you know, it could go longer. And the Blues have never missed the playoffs more than 3 years in a row, which is really spectacular when you consider a team. Like, here's another one for you. Like, the Buffalo Sabres this year are going to miss the playoffs for the 13th consecutive year.
Yikes.
That run, the Blues have only missed the playoffs 11 times in franchise history.
Right.
And so a player that you pick later in the draft, or like even when you pick Robert Thomas when you did, or Zach Bolden, they're not coming onto your team for a couple years after that, and then you still have to have them develop while they're here.
Well, and look at Connor Bedard, you know, who's up in Chicago. Yeah, the Blackhawks are not great. So
well, no, he's a first overall pick and one of those generational talents that's really good, but the Blackhawks have nothing around him, which is why they're not good. But once you get outside the top 5, maybe the top 10, you're talking about draft picks that it will take them. You pick them. You're talking about them probably not joining your team for 2 years, and then you're still growing in. So it's a slow, methodical process. So to me, a guy like Pavel Buchnevich is just too valuable. You find a way to keep him. That's my take on that, because you trade that guy, and then unless you're getting really good prospect back, and I don't know why somebody would do that if they're knocking on the door of winning a championship. That's a hard package to make.
Okay, so one of the big names being batted around as far as trades go is Vladimir Tarasenko, and I know you know the answer, Chris, but do you guys know what team he's on right now? Do you know what team Vladimir Tarasenko is on?
The Bruins.
Not yet. He is, Scott, go ahead. Vladimir Tarasenko is
Nordiques.
Nope, the Nordiques are not a team.
No idea. I think it's somewhere east.
He is an Ottawa Senator.
Really?
What a crazy
So he
thing.
gave it up for politics?
That happened this
He is an Ottawa Senator, and they signed him to a 1-year deal, and he seems to be the big name, Chris, that's being batted around as far as going to a contender by Friday.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
I heard it.
Yes.
I heard it. I choose not to acknowledge it.
It's actually quite amazing how you guys ignore King Scott those one-liners, because sometimes it makes them
No,
smart.
I know.
That was a great one.
It's the, you know, it thickens the stew. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Listen, Vladimir Tarasenko, when he's changed agents 3 or 4 times, and sometimes you know you reap what you sow here. no team wanted to sign him to a long-term contract, so he ended up signing just a one-year deal with the Ottawa
I mean,
Senators.
$5 million though is that's a pretty good 1 year deal.
Yeah, it is, but you know that was a player looking for like a 6x5, 6x6 type thing.
Yeah.
But he did get a full no trade clause, so he's kind of in control. The Ottawa Senators thought they were going to be a lot better than they were this year. It hasn't gone well for them. They fired a coach. They gone through it, and they're not going to make the playoffs again. So Vladimir Tarasenko being a full unrestricted free agent is clearly on the market, could go somewhere. Now, he's in control of where he goes. You've got to think that, and he's in control with that no trade clause. If somebody says, hey, we want to trade you to Florida, he could say yes or no.
Right.
And that was one of the problems with the Blues. He had that no trade clause. If the Blues wanted to trade him, he could say, no, I'm not going to go here or there, and it became a royal pain in the rear end. So he controls it. But, yeah, I would. That's a player that I would fully expect to be on the move. He's got to accept a trade somewhere if you want to get into the playoffs again and kind of prove yourself trying to earn another potentially multi-year contract. So I expect Vladimir Tarasenko to be going somewhere.
I heard either the
Carolina or Vegas or something. You could see it.
I heard either back to the Rangers, possibly over to Boston or to Vegas.
How did he do at the Rangers when he left?
He was just okay. I don't see the Rangers going down that road again. You know, I don't see the Rangers going down that road again. I could see Carolina, potentially Boston, and Vegas's name is just in everything. You know, so and then they just picked up Anthony Mantha. So I don't know that Vegas ends up really in the hunt at that point in time. But to me, the dark knight on that one could potentially be the Carolina Hurricanes.
Boy, it would be interesting to see Tarasenko in a Boston Bruins uniform.
Yeah, it would, you know, but shoot, it's kind of nuts to think that, you know, you got Jaden Schwartz in a Kraken uniform, O'Reilly in a Nashville one, Perron in a Red Wing one, like they're all over the place now.
I know. It just, you know, after that, you know, after the Stanley Cup season, to see these guys, you know, scatter all over the place in different uniforms is, especially, you know, a Bruin would be interesting. All right, Chris, well, enjoy your couple days in the city. Make sure you download that Curbside podcast after every game. What'd you have last night?
Well, it was a pretty good recap of the game. Real blunt and direct with, you know, giving up a 2-goal lead with the playoffs on the line. Like it was a frustrated group, so you people can hear that reaction.
All right, well, there you go. Our buddy Chris Bartholomew Kerber. Have a great trip. Be safe. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, all right. Thanks again, you guys, and have an awesome week.
Thanks. Happy National Oreo Cookie Day. There he is, the great Chris Kerber. All right, guys, listen, got to take a break. We're going to come back. Let's give away some stuff.
Good.
We've got tickets for Can You Feel the Punk tonight, Saturday night, May 11th, over at the pageant. If you win the tickets, you get 2 tickets to the 8 p.m. late show. We've got Cage Elephant tickets. We've got Point Fest 2024 tickets. And we do have Blues tickets, Blues versus the Wild, in a couple weeks, Saturday, March 16th, over at Enterprise. So the game we're playing is called...
It's a basic Disney trivia. You should know this Disney edition.
You should know this Disney edition. All right, so we'll go around the horn style.
Yeah, let's. I have 20 questions total, and I want the listeners to Price is Right style. Guess how many the group, Lern, Rafe, Riz, King Scott, will get total without going over. Again, you should know this Disney edition.
You should know this Disney trivia. I'm going to be honest with you. I am not a Disneyphile. I've never seen The Lion King full through.
Are you serious?
I'm setting that baseline.
It's pretty good.
Oh, man.
Most of them are about movies. There's 2 or 3 questions that are not about the movies.
Okay. All right, so out of 20 collectively, how many will we get right? Closest without going over. And we could have some doubles, Scott.
Okay.
So just get the numbers for us.
Okay.
314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. We'll play next. Straight up 9 o'clock. It is Wednesday. It's the Riz Show, presented by the Fast Lane. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest race of 2024 is Sunday, June 2nd. Time to lock in your NASCAR Cup Series tickets now at www.raceway.com. Right lane blocked due to a stalled vehicle 270 eastbound just after Dorset. There's also a left lane block due to debris 44 eastbound at Vandeventer, and a right lane block due to a crash 55 northbound at Bayless. Your point forecast, dry and mild, high of 62. Right now it's 48 at the Point Studio.
Boy, Moon showing me all these, like, pervert Easter egg things in Disney movies.
Yeah, like the minister...
Is that the Little Mermaid?
Getting a in the Little Mermaid?
He's got a... You got Bona?
Yeah, you haven't seen this?
Snopes.com. Does the minister in the Little Mermaid get an erection?
Watch, this is when Ursula is marrying...
Oh, my God, he does.
And what was their excuse for that? They had something ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
Dude,
just a little... He's a little bulgy.
Well, Ursula is pretty hot. Like, after she loses the tentacles.
Oh, my God.
He's
so
just
I
a little
kind of get
bulgy.
it.
That's all, man.
Look, now, an animator had to put, a pen to paper, and that was done, right? This is not computer animation. This is right when they were doing it by hand.
Right.
Yes, a line had to be drawn.
Well, Prince Eric is the hottest prince of all the Disney princes.
What was their excuse?
I think it's supposed to be his pants. Like
yeah, they said it's supposed to be something.
It's the pleats.
Yeah.
It's the pleats.
Right.
It's not penis. It's pleats.
It's the pleats.
Right.
I hate when my pleats do that.
Pleats. Is that what they said, Scott? It's just the pants? Like it's
yeah,
just
it was something ridiculous where I think they even took it out eventually.
You ever have a pair of pants like that?
Yeah.
Like a pair of dress pants when you sat down, the way they folded just looked like you were pitching a tent.
Yeah.
This gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go.
Like if you had to dress up for school, those were the kind of pants that, like, no.
I just own up to it. I'm like, yeah.
I'm hard.
I have a boner.
Okay.
I just saw a mermaid.
Well, I mean,
all right.
It's hard to excuse any of that after this initial cover was out.
With the penis in the Little Mermaid
there's a
castle.
Wang, yeah, there's a wang in the castle.
Pretty subtle.
Listen, if you got wangs on the mind, you're going to see wangs everywhere.
It's true.
No.
Wangs, if you have it on the mind, you're going to see wangs everywhere.
Guess so, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a couple minutes for some emails. RizShow@1057thepoint.com.
Okay, our emails are brought to you by Kloss Furniture. Lowest prices guaranteed. We have something for everybody. Feet lifter checking in.
Oh, great.
Oh, that's your guy.
Hey, P.S. It's not a crotch cam, okay? It's a feet cam. It's a feet cam. He said that twice.
He wants us to install a camera underneath Lern's.
Look, I went to HR and I go, can we do this? And they said no.
He's just letting you know that his P.S. It's not a crotch cam. It's a feet cam. ... It's a feet cam. ... I don't care about seeing your crotch.
Well, I'm offended now.
No. Listen, feet lifter.
What?
If you're seeing feet all the time on the regular, when you do send pictures over, they're more special.
Well, we put out the dropkick video yesterday after the show that we played at Riz Show Live, and your patoots are way out. And everybody's been asking me, when we start up the OnlyFans for the feet on this show, is that going to be the profile picture? To which I've been replying, yes.
Is it the bottoms?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know it is.
I saw the thumbnail.
Yeah, the thumbnail is the bottom of your feet, but I'm saying, like, what is it? How do the bottoms compare to the tops as far as the desire for?
I don't know.
Ass feet
I'm
lifter.
not a
Are you a
foot
bottom of the
person.
foot guy? Or are you a toes guy? Or are you top of the foot? Heel?
Yeah, what is it? Is it toesies? Is it full foot?
I guess it's toesies. I don't know.
Like, okay, so like is
whole foot?
if I just show you the bottom of the foot, is that like side boob? It's like
is the whole more than the sum of its parts?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like is it just a tease?
Are you an Achilles man? Are you a
How do ankles add up?
plantar's fasciae guy?
I'm a bunion man.
Yeah, where does your fetish end?
Ankles are
At the
just
calf?
ankles are just the shoulders. It's like showing me bare shoulders. What am I? Was this Puritan times?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Ankles are just the foot's hairdo.
You know they sell like a sex toy that's just a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
believe I
called
reviewed it.
The vajankle?
vajankle?
We threw one out at Riz Show Live on
Sure, I
Saturday.
read-
Did you have?
I think there was one in that box. Yeah.
Those are expensive.
Oh.
I mean, I would assume.
Next.
Mr. Bovajanko.
Hey, Ted.
Hi, Ted.
I just listened to the 2SG album on the way home from work yesterday. I would like to applaud King Scott and the group for a great album. While listening, I did not feel like killing the morons in traffic that don't know how to drive. King Scott saves lives. Keep rocking. 5 out of 5
There you go.
stars.
That is an incredible
Nice.
review. Thank you so much.
Download
Wow.
the new 2SG now.
Yeah, and if you go to Spotify, it shows up there now, but 0 songs are listed somehow. So Spotify
Great.
still hates
How
us.
is that screwed up?
I don't know.
So it's available on all platforms except for Spotify.
Yeah, the one I use and I pay for.
So the album's listed, but
Yeah.
no songs.
No, but I saved it. Just I'm ready for it. My phone's
That's our
ready.
Scott.
That's our Scott.
They're a killer service that prioritizes artists.
Yeah, they really care.
They'll get you,
Yeah.
man.
Next.
Every time. Good morning, King Scott and others.
Hey, good morning.
I just wanted to email you to let you know that I'm indeed the gentleman that was sitting in the balcony who chomped on the pig's
Anus.
anus
Yeah, Unos.
during Riz Show Live. The thing got tossed up and landed pretty close to where my friends and I were sitting, and I was a few drinks deep, so I thought this would be funny to get a hold of and take a bite myself. I took 2 or 3 bites in the moment.
This the guy that looked like Jeffrey Dahmer?
I guess so. And then I was stuck holding it. So I thought to myself, what do I do with this now? Also, the thing was very tough to chew, so I was chewing it for much longer than I'm proud to admit, but eventually I did spit it out. Several people found me throughout the show and during intermissions and asked me how it was. I told them all the same thing. Very chewy, very bland, but hey, I did it all for the humor of it. I honestly was pretty flattered that I was pretty much the first thing you mentioned about the show.
Yes, I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Also, it just so happens that I met Lern's mom at Blueberry Hill right before the show. My friends and I had gotten shots of Malort. I suppose there was a pattern of ingesting disgusting things that
They
night.
saw Malort at Blueberry Hill?
This is why he ate that anus.
When a lady at the table next to us asked us what we were drinking, when we found out it was her and we were talking to Jill herself, she was very
my
kind
God.
and very proud of everything Lern had accomplished. Love the show. 3 out of 5 stars.
Oh,
Jill sighting, right on.
okay. Malort.
I like it.
So Malort, how would you describe that?
Is that the one that's like a magic marker?
Yeah.
Like drinking
I've
a
never
magic
drank
marker?
Kinda.
such thing.
It's wormwood.
What was the one that is like
It literally tastes like you're drinking like kerosene and paint.
Absinthe.
yeah, what's the one that's like chewing on a campfire?
That's scotch.
No, it's like
Smoky?
no, I mean it's like you're eating a campfire.
Mescal?
No, it's not Malort, it's Lafroig.
Yeah, Lafroig.
Yeah, it's the Scotch.
Oh, that's the same thing. Oh,
yeah,
Lafroig.
it's
okay.
it's
Well,
from
that
the peat, the smoky peat.
that
Wormwood.
particular one.
Wormwood, isn't that
Malort
absinthe?
That's an
is
absinthe.
citrus flavored gasoline, is what they describe.
Yeah, but isn't Malort wormwood
it
too?
is wormwood schnapps.
Oh, I didn't know
Ooh.
that.
It's gross.
That's gross. So you're drinking Malort at Blueberry Hill, and you wind up eating a pig's anus at Riz Show Live.
That's a
night.
great
What a
night.
night.
It's a great night. And speaking with Lern's mother,
I mean, you had the experience.
what a night, huh?
I'm jealous.
What a magical night. So I'm wondering. So Scott tossed the pig anus up in the balcony. This Jeffrey Dahmer guy caught it.
Yeah.
He takes 2 or 3 bites. Where does it go after that?
Under the seat.
Does it go
of
on the
course.
floor?
Yeah.
Under the seat.
Does it go on the floor?
Under
So
the
now, whoever's sweeping up at the end of the night goes, "What the hell's this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody dropped their anus.
What the?"
Sometimes you find a little baggie of Coke when you clean up. Sometimes you find a $20 bill. Sometimes you find a partially digested pig's anus. That's the breaks
Yep.
These
of
are the
post-show cleanup.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for all your emails. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back, wrap her up. All right, that is it for us. Donnie Fandango's next. Today's wrap up is sponsored by.
Sponsored by Jack in the Box. Jack wraps a little bit of healthy, a little bit of indulgence, only at Jack.
All right, what's today's podcast title?
The podcast title today is He Blew Aladdin.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. And that did happen today.
Yes.
It
Did happen today.
It did.
100%.
It happens.
Tomorrow, Craigslist Freak of the Week. 3 brand new ads for you. Stand by for that. All right, what else, Moon?
Up on the blog is the blog, but there's also the Dropkick video that people have been talking about that debuted at Riz Show Live. That's now up front page on the blog or the YouTube, 1057thepoint.com/Riz. Don't forget, Can You Feel the Punk Tonight tickets are available for May 11th. And then next week, 314 Day, On 314, March 14th, the Battlehawks are having a big, giant town hall kind of thing. WOL is going to be there, and the Alabama Dirtbags, the country version of the Teenage Dirtbags, is going to be rocking the house. So I will see you there for that.
All right, Lern.
I got nothing.
Rafe.
Follow me on the socials. I am Rafe Williams. That's it.
King Scott.
Yeah, follow me at King Scott Rules on all social media, especially on Venmo.
Okay. All right, we leave you with a selection from our Teamers Member of the Day, which is brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Ball.